going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay there. Touchdown, Dragons! Action, Gary Clark with Gary Hall here tonight. And Gary, this is a big one. It's round 2 of the playoffs. You got to win to stay in.
Yeah, they're all big this time of year, Gary, but this one's especially big. Chance, this is a measuring stick game as well as, a big playoff game. You feel like you've improved. You feel like you got better. You really got a chance to prove it tonight.
So York placing Upperman now. York comes in 9-2, Upperman 11-0. This is, some call it a redemption game, some call it a revenge game, but Coach Derwin, that's all it is. Winner goes on, the loser goes home. We'll take a look at how this game went last time they played. We'll also take a look at some action from round 1. We'll have Dennis and the guys in with our Friday Night Thunder rewind and previews, and we'll have all that coming up right here on the Progressive pregame show.
This is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome back to Upperman High School. Gary, we talked about this game. Last time these two teams met was back on the 28th of September. Upperman took that one 35-21, handed York its first loss of the season.
Yeah, they did. And, really they come out of the gates just, York really didn't have an answer. And York held them scoreless in the second half, well known. But, York got to get off to a better start tonight, Gary. Got to be, especially defensively. Big difference.
And plus, it's a whole lot cooler.
A whole lot cooler.
Now, last time these two teams met, York got 104 yards rushing to Upperman's 250. Passing, York had 93 to Upperman's 188. Total yardage 197 to 438. Time of possession, Upperman had the ball 30 minutes in that game. York 17, close to 18 minutes in that one.
Yeah, and, York got 80 of those 93 passing yards on one play, Gary. And, you don't have to be able to mix it up a little bit. I expect that you'll see York try to throw the ball a little bit more, maybe throw on first down a little bit too. And, not to throw a whole lot, but to create some balance and try to get the Upperman defense off balanced a little bit.
Well, the last time these two teams played, Upperman went up 14-0 before York got on the scoreboard. It's 14-7 the end of one. Then Upperman scored 3 times in the second quarter. York 2 times. It was 35-21, and that's the way it ended. Neither team was able to do anything in the second half.
No, they weren't, and Upperman went on about a 9-minute drive that ended up in a missed field goal, and then it was just kind of back and forth the rest of the way. So ended up. No scoring in the second half, and York's got to fix that tonight. They've got to reverse time of possession, got to be able to move the ball on the ground, keep the defense off balance, and if they can do those things, they can be in this game.
Well, now, of course, you look at the individual stats. Cole Cooper had 31 yards in that rushing, and Lefeview had 15-yard rushing, 80 yards passing, and both had 1 touchdown that one. Now, Donovan McAllister, he had 10 rushes, 72 passes, and 3 touchdowns, and he's the player to look for.
Yeah, he is. He's what makes their offense go, him. And, they are more of a running team. And Blake Mesker, their tailback, who was over 100 yards in that game, really helped them control time of possession and move the football, Gary. If
you look at some first-round action, of course, Gary, York got here by beating Signal Mountain, and the FBs got here by beating Loudon. But there was some other big games as well. Of course, 3 of 4 from York's region actually advanced on with Red Bank, the other team out of the other division.
Yeah, I mean, this is a strong region, and of course, you got Red Bank in the other region that is a strong football team as well. And, but this is a strong region, and no surprise that 3 teams won in the opening round.
And, of course, there were 4 upsets in round 1 and 3A. Gatlinburg-Pittman eliminated number 1 Johnson County. And you had Stratford. They upset number 2 Camden. McNairy Central beat Raleigh Egypt. And South Gibson upended number 1 Wooddale. So it's been a playoffs of some upsets, of course, in Double-A or Single-A. Coalfield and Gordonsville both advanced. Monterey Clay and Joe Burns was eliminated. In Double-A, you had Oneida winning. At 4A, Stone was upset by Marshall County, and Livingston, Macon, and DeKalb County all were eliminated. So only in 5A, Beach advanced to former coach now, former Dragon Anthony Crabtree, the head coach down there. And 6A, Cookeville was just pretty much hammered by Mount Juliet.
Yeah, Mount Juliet, one of the top teams undefeated in 6A, and of course, Coach Crabtree always has a good team over at Beach every year. But, probably the big surprise, Stone, the number 1 seed, and only had lost 1 time on the year, losing to a 4-6 Marshall County team. And, a couple upsets in 3A, but the big thing is York won last week. That was I guess you'd call that an upset. They were on the road, but chance to pull off another upset tonight.
And, of course, the top 25 teams in the state were announced this week as far as the all divisions. And sitting right atop that is the Alcoa Tornadoes.
Yeah, and, of course, they're a 3A team like York and Upperman. And, they're the one that everybody's got the bullseye on right now, and they're handling it pretty well.
Well, let's take a moment now and catch up on what happened last week with the Rewind with Dennis and the guys from Friday Night Thunder, and also the preview, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
The first week of the Tennessee High School Football Playoffs is in the books. I'm Dennis Wave of our Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes and we'll look at the highlights for all 9 classes after Friday's contest statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 12 Rewind. In Class 6A, Farragut doubled up Cleveland. Science Hill held off Bradley Central. Oakland clobbered Rossview. Hendersonville scalped Riverdale. Mount Juliet spanked Cookeville. Ravenwood got a forfeit win over Overton. Independence shocked Smyrna. Memphis Central edged Cordova. And Germantown deviled Arlington. In Class 5A, David Crockett got an overtime win over Halls. Tennessee High stunned South Doyle. Knoxville Catholic flew past Knox West. Oak Ridge nuked Ray County. Beach was 3 points better than Summit in triple overtime. Shelbyville got the monkey off their back against Gallatin. Henry County popped Mumford. And Southwind edged Clarksville in overtime. In Class 4A, Sullivan South dropped Chattanooga Central. Anderson County blanked Union County. Marshall County stunned Stone Memorial in overtime. Nolensville walloped Macon County. Jackson Southside held off Creekwood. Jackson Northside crushed Portland. Dyersburg demolished Memphis East. And Ripley got an upset win over Millington. In Class 3A, Gatlinburg-Pittman got a big win on the road at Johnson County. Alcoa canned Claiborne. Sequatchie County raided Brainerd. York Institute dropped Signal Mountain. Stratford nailed Camden. McNairy Central took the big stick to Raleigh Egypt. And South Gibson held off Wooddale. In Class 2A, Oneida grounded Happy Valley. Rockwood slipped past Hampton. Meigs County shipwrecked Sullivan North. Westmoreland doubled up Polk County. Riverside Christian beat Eagleville in overtime. Waverly shot down Forest. Trinity Christian stunned Mitchell. And Fairleigh humbled Gibson County. In Class 1A, Oliver Springs blanked Hancock County. Whitwell rolled over Clay County. Lookout Valley edged Joe Burns. Cornersville whitewashed McEwen. Mount Pleasant shut out Collinwood. West Carroll dropped Hillcrest. And Freedom Prep rang true over South Fulton. In Division 2, Innsworth had to rally to beat Father Ryan. Pope John Paul got a huge road win at Baylor. Lausanne clubbed Goodpasture. CPA mauled USJ. St. George's was 1 point better than Harding Academy. Middle Tennessee Christian outscored Jackson Christian. And Nashville Christian shut out Ezel Harding. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 12 Rewind. You can see all the scores from our scoreboard available at our website, FridayNightThunder.com. And while you're at our website, get links to our Twitter feed and our YouTube channel. Remember to follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel at FridayNightThunder.com. This has been Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder. The second round of the second season begins on Friday night as Tennessee high school football season enters week number 2 of the playoffs. 120 teams continue the quest for one of 9 state titles as it's time to win or go home. Hey folks, Dennis Weaver here at Friday Night Thunder with your Week 13 preview. We begin our preview in the Friday Night Thunder radio network area as one of the best games in the state takes place in Mount Juliet as Blackman visits the Bears Den. Shelbyville travels to Metro to take on Hillsboro. Tullahoma plays host to Marshall County in a Region 4 4A rematch. York Institute visits Baxter to take on Upperman in a Region 4 3A rematch. Gordonsville hosts their old rival South Pittsburgh, and Middle Tennessee Christian.
Quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game. Hear a concert. Reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank. Insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
And back here at Upperman High School, we're getting set for the opening kickoff. Gary, I think Upperman actually won the coin toss, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe they did. Elected to defer, so York will get the ball first here, Gary.
They want to send a big shout out to Philip Hall and Hall's Family Pharmacy, our sponsors for our video replay on Sunday. Be sure to join us at 2 o'clock for that. Hey, and also congratulations to Pickett County. Wrapped up their season at the Character Star Bowl last week, beating Unaka 28-22. So a good win for them to wrap up their season. Gary, it's time to line this one up, kick it off, and get it on. We got playoff action, round 2, as York and Upperman. York back to receive, and Gary, York special teams got to have a big night tonight.
Yeah, they do, and actually we see on the kickoff, it'll be Cole Cooper along with Lathan Drake. So, Thomas got a little bit of an ankle, foot issue last week. Hopefully we'll see him, but just maybe being protective on kickoff coverage or kickoff team here.
Upperman getting set to kick it away. It's going to be back to do the kicking. I can't see his number from here.
14.
Number 14 is
Trey Krolick.
Trey Krolick. They had a mark kicker. I should have seen that, shouldn't I? And here he goes. Krolick will kick it off, and we're set for the playoff second round to get underway. It's going to be a short one, and that one's going to be taken at about the 20-yard line and back up to the 30, still on his feet, all the way up to about the 43-yard line. Good return, I believe, by Lathan Drake.
Yeah, Lathan caught that, and may have been lucky he didn't get called for a fair catch there, Gary. He raised both hands above his head, and but he was doing it in the motion catching the ball, so they didn't call it a fair catch, and he gets a little room on the sideline, moves it all the way up to the 43-yard line.
So York got very good field position on a very, very cold night here at Upperman High School. And we may have to stand up to do this one.
Yeah, you got the picket fence in front of you.
We got the defense in front of us.
Yeah, York score a couple of touchdowns, maybe that would go away.
That's true, and now we're having problems with the clock as the clock did not start. And
this seems to be a normal thing for us on the road here.
That's true. The same thing happened at Signal Mountain the other night. Had a little bit of trouble with the clock, and they're getting that straightened out. Hey, don't forget, folk, basketball tips off this week. It's going to be Clark Range hosting Macon County on Tuesday at 6. York's going to host Monterey. Pickett County is going to be at DeKalb County. And in some JUCO action this weekend, Roan State's at Chipola. That'll be a big game for them. Chipola, one of the national powerhouses in JUCO basketball, so that should be a good one there. And, Gary, on a good, cool night, there's nothing you like better than a stoppage of play.
Yeah, stand around, wait. And they've got about a half a dozen down here trying to fix the clock. And much like last week, they'll get straight here in a minute.
And York has got great field position to start this game. And, Gary, York needs to come out and more than anything just get out early and get some points on the board.
Well, yeah, and when we were here earlier in the season, Gary, York did not win the line of scrimmage. And, you got to be able to execute some blocks, open some holes for the running game. And, it's going to be crucial that York can win the line of scrimmage. And Upperman is a real big team along the front. I mean, they've got number 63, Jeff Ford. He's 295. You got Jake Butler, who's 290. Alexis Estrada, who's 305. I mean, they're big on the front line.
It should be interesting to see how York handles this front line. A big thank you to our game time sponsors. They are Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fentress Farmers Co-op, Hall's Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pizza Hut of Jamestown, Condition Heating and Cooling, Method Pharmacy, Twin Lakes, also Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fentress County Executive Jimmy Johnson, Micro Metals, and Southeast Drywall are sponsors for our live broadcast of York football. And, of course, we also want to thank State Representative Kelly Keesing, State Senator Ken Yeager. Pre- and post-game shows by Progressive Savings Bank. Old Ben Franklin Ford, your sponsor for the halftime stats. Player of the game, Hall's Family Pharmacy. And Friday Night Thunder brought to you by the Union Bank in Jamestown, Clark Range, and Byrdstown. And also the Derwin Wright Sports Show brought to you by the Union Bank in Jamestown, Clark Range, and Byrdstown. Well, I've stalled about all I can. If they don't start something here in a moment, I'm going to have to go to a commercial or something.
Well, I'm looking at York's personnel they've got on the field here, at least in the huddle, and looks like they're going to start in a two tight end set. We see both Daedric Phillips and Zach Holder both out there.
And last week, Jerry, Phillips had a big game.
He did, a couple of big catches and several nice blocks in York's win last week.
And you go back to that first time these two teams met, York was playing without Phillips and Brandon that one. Now Upperman's going to get their kids to come over. So we're going to take a timeout while they work on the clock, and then we'll be back here in just a moment.
Fentress Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Fentress Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Fentress Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
I still dream about.
In the words of Herman's Hermits, second verse, same as the first. It's just like last week, Gary, we got some deja vu all over again.
Yeah, we do, and this one a little longer time delay here, but looks like he, the referee's staying out here by himself, and I don't know if he's just looking over here, so I think he's waiting to see if we can get this fixed. So.
And it looks like they have got it, maybe got down to 11:50, and it looks like we're ready for the first play of the ball game. And on a night like tonight, you don't want to stand out there, Gary, and not be moving like these two teams have for the past few minutes.
No, you don't, and looks like he's signaling ready for play, so here we go.
And it's going to be the first play of the ball game, first set series for York. York will bring it up. It's going to be left U under center. And you got Cooper and York with a three-man backfield, Gary.
Yeah, a little different look here on first down out of York.
And they're going to hand to the big guy, Josiah Headings. He's going to run into a big guy and keep pushing forward. Josiah's going to get all the way up to the 49-yard line, and he gets a good first down run, Gary. And York coming out with a whole new look.
Yeah, a little different look. Give them something different to look at. And got both blockers going. Josiah ran behind them. Actually marked that at the 48-yard line, so a gain of 5. A nice play on first down from York.
So second and 5 now for the Dragons. Got 5 on the first down. Up will come the Dragons. Got that same set. Up will come Lefeview. The other side, and he's going to be wrapped up right out of midfield. Not get much on that one, Gary.
Got a couple, so it's manageable here, Gary. It'll be 3rd and 3 from about midfield, and a couple of runs by Headings, just not a whole lot of blocking that time, Gary. They couldn't get the hole though.
Actually, that one was Cooper that time. I made the wrong call. I thought it was Headings, but they gave it to Cooper that time. So that was Cole Cooper. Haven't seen in there yet, so I have to wonder. He went out last week with that injury. We'll see if see him playing any tonight. York back with that unusual set, not the wing tee you're used to. They'll hand it. No, it'll be Lefeview on the keeper. Lefiew's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to get hit. Oh, Lefeview took a late hit there. Oh, he took one shot right there about the 49-yard line, Gary, and that's real close right there.
Yeah, he was down, and he got speared right in the helmet, Gary. Surprised, there are a couple officials there, and surprised they didn't throw a flag.
And so now York will come up. That's going to be 3rd down and short for the Dragons.
Actually, it's 4th and about a yard and a half.
Yeah,
here.
fourth and about a yard and a half, as Gary said, and it's going to be York going for it. They're going to take it, hand it off right the middle to Josiah, and he'll go straight ahead, and I think he's going to get it, Gary. Looks like he got enough.
It's close.
It's going to be real close. Depends on the spot.
Yeah, they spied it on this side of the field, and I kind of think that's the best place to spite from. The other official was off quite a bit. Yeah, they're going to measure here. They're calling for time.
So we'll see what. No, they're going to say he did not get it, so they're not even going to measure it, Gary. They're going to say it's going to be 1st and 10, Bees.
Yeah, they caught him short, and going to turn it over on downs. That's close enough. I think I might ask for a measurement there just to make sure, but they must have been pretty clear about it that it was short.
I'm going to try to pull this cord in here a little bit so nobody don't get hung on it.
Yeah, we got a little slack in that, but, so Upperman's going to take over here about the 47-yard line, Gary, on first down.
Donovan McAllister will take the snap in the shotgun, hand it off up the middle, and that's going nowhere as Headings was right there waiting on him.
Yeah, nice play by Josiah. A little bit of a run blitz there, and he shot the gap, a perfect one that they were going to try to run through, Gary, and a loss of about 2 yards on that one.
So Metzger on the carry stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and long now for the Bees. York turn it over on downs in their first possession, and now the Bees with the football, their first possession. Back in the shotgun goes McAllister. Waiting on the snap. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Metzger. Metzger gets through, and he's on the run. Metzger gets some good yardage. He's going to get up to about it looks like just inside the 45 of York.
Yeah, just marked right inside the 45. Going to be about 3rd and 2.5 here, Gary. Big 3rd down for York here early.
So Metzger now with now makes it 3rd manageable, Gary.
Yeah, big run by Metzger. Got a hole, got through it, Gary, and got about 10 yards before Kay Brandon could bring him down.
So now it's going to be 3rd and short for the Bees. McAllister in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle, and that one's going to be spun. He's going to still stay on his feet, all the way down to the 33, and that's just some hard running by Metzger.
Yeah, it is, and, good hard running. Looked like they had him wrapped up, and he able to get away from it, kept the legs turning, moved it down about 10 yards on that one, Gary, and a 1st down for Upperman.
Upperman with the 1st and 10. I'm not sure. I think there's 10 minutes left on the clock in the first quarter, I believe.
8 minutes. 8:05.
8:05. So it's 8:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Nobody on the scoreboard yet, but the Bees are moving. They're at the 33 of York. McAllister got a man in motion. They're going to fake it out, get it off to Metzger up the middle. Metzger's hit, but he gets away. Then he's going to be drugged down. Good job by the Dragons to get him down, but Gary Lefew almost had him in the backfield.
Yeah, Lefew almost had him, slowed him down enough Ben Cooper could get a hold of him, but not before he got about 5 yards on the carry, Gary.
So 2nd and 5 now for the Bees as they come up, and they are moving the football to start this drive in this football game. We're down to 7:22 left to go here in the first quarter. McAllister back in the shotgun. He's got Metzger beside him. Yeah, they're going to take it this time. Metzger, I believe we're going to have a movement on that one, Gary. It looked like.
Yeah, I think we had some movement on the left end over here, so it'll be a false start against Upperman. They'll back it up 5. It'll lose the 5 they got.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10.
York, that was going to be the first pass play, it looked like, Gary, and, Upperman's kept it on the ground here so far and, moved it down the field. Got to be interesting to see how York defends the pass after all these runs.
2nd and 10 now for the Dragons, and back in the shotgun goes McAllister. He's got Metzger to his right. Snap back to McAllister. He's going to roll. He's going to keep it himself, and that's what he did last time that hurt the Dragons. But he's going to be caught by Headings, and he's not going to get the 1st down, but he's going to get some good yardage up to about the 30 or 29-yard line.
Yeah, Thomas Cooper actually first one to grab a hold of him, Gary, and held him up enough where the gang could come in and tackle him.
So they're going to say he got about 4 on the carry, so they'll say it's 3rd and 6. York could really use a stop here, Gary.
Yeah, you got to look for York. They've got to bring some pressure. If it's a passing down, you want to get after the quarterback, and you want to try to stop this run for little or no gain.
McAllister back in the shotgun. Waiting on the snap, takes the snap. Here comes a rush, pressure from York, and breaking through is number 24, Metzger. He's headed toward the end zone. That's a touchdown, Bees. And Gary York just whiffed on that one.
Yeah, they did. They missed a tackle. He broke through. He's free in the secondary, and before anybody from York could turn around, he was on top of him, no chance to make a tackle, and he got in the end zone easily there, Gary.
So Metzger puts the Bees on the scoreboard. It's 6-0 early. And it is back to kick is Trey Krolik. Krolik trying to add on the extra point. Give his team an early 7-0 lead. And the snap down and up, and it is good. Upperman takes an early 7-0 lead. We got 6:10 to go in the first.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union. A better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at UC.
get off the field, and they opened a big hole. Metzger able to run through it, break a tackle and run through it, and then he was off to the races more or less, 33 yards for the touchdown.
So now the Dragons find themselves back pretty much where they were in the first game, Gary. Upperman scored first and put a couple of touchdowns up. Then York tried to make a run at it, but Upperman, their first half, just a domination.
Yeah, it was. They scored early and often, was able to run the ball effectively, just kind of like they were on this first drive. York got to make an adjustment or two here and try to, be able to. They're getting on the first play, York shot through the gap, made the tackle for a loss. And ever since then, every run play, they have managed to get a hole open for the back to get through.
So now it's going to be York trailing 7-0. Just 6 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Winner goes on, loser goes home. Whoever wins this game, if it's Upperman wins this game, it will definitely be a home game for them. If York would come back and win this game, it could be a home game for them next week. So this one's a big one here. As going back to kick is Krolik. Krolik will advance and kick the ball, and this one's a line drive. Going to go back to Cooper. Cooper at the 20. Cooper going to slip and go down, Gary, and that's the one thing about this wet field.
It is. Tried to make a move, slipped and fell, and, only got about a 4-yard return out of that. Moved it out to about the 25-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons from there, trailing 7-0. We've got 6:07 left to go here in the first quarter. You're actually going to mark him right at the 25, so him right at the 25-yard line. And up will come Lefeview, and here comes that package once again. You've got Cooper, and Headings. They're going to no, it's going to be Lefeview on the keeper. He's going to pitch it out to Headings. Headings going to lower his head. Gets about 7 on the carry before he's knocked down.
Yeah, good play, and, nice play there that Lefeview kept the ball and waited till he drew the contact to make the pitch, Gary, and Headings able to get the corner turned, and they got about 7 yards out of it, moved it out to the 32, almost 33-yard line.
And that was a great play by the Bees defender. I'm not sure which one. Well, I think it was number 24, Metzger, that kind of just undercut him and knocked Headings down. Yeah. Got him off his feet.
Yeah, got him off his feet. You got to hit him low, and that's what he did.
And now we're going to have a timeout called by Upperman. Timeout on the field with 5:31 to go in the first. It's 7-0 Bees.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435, a proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, you just tuned in, folks. Upperman Bees got on the scoreboard first, Gary, and right now York, with their second possession, trying to move the ball. They got 7 on their first play.
Yeah, they did, and got 7 yards on an option play. Seen York in a little bit of a different offensive look. Wings are back in the backfield, not up on the line, and trying to run a little scheme, give a little different look to Upperman here, and at times it's worked so far. They've gotten some positive yardage.
Score for you at the half, it was Red Bank on top of Sequatchie County, 14-6. York now trailing 6-0, or 7-0. They'll take the snap, and it's going to be Lefeview on the keeper again. Leftview's going to duck down. He's going to get the first down as he dives ahead to about the 38-yard line. So first down for the Dragons, Gary, and they're using this option to a T right now.
Yeah, they are. The up man was Ben Cooper there, and he faked the handoff, pulled it back from him, and it's a good thing because they had Cooper wrapped up for a loss and took it around the right end for about 3 or 4 yards before he's finally tackled by Caden Nash.
And Gary, still haven't seen Miller, so I think maybe Miller's not going to be playing in this one.
He may not be, and that'd be a big loss for York.
And now Lefeview going to pitch it out to Headings. Headings runs over 1 and gets about 4, and That was just all headings, Gary, after the pitch because he got hit and drug a guy a couple yards.
Yeah, Sidney Brington grabbed a hold of him. Brington's 5'10", 160, and he's just hanging on for dear life before he finally got his legs out from under him.
And Upperman doing just what you have to somebody that big, Gary, is go low.
Yeah, you do, and you know, you got to get him by the legs. You're not going to tackle him if you grab him around the waist or anything above that.
Second and about 5 or 6 for the first down. This time left field step back. He'll throw it out quickly to Drake, and Drake's going to catch it and go out of bounds about a yard short of the first down, Gary.
Yeah, they're going to mark that probably about the 47-yard line, and that's going to be about maybe 2 yards, Gary, short of the first down. So a big third down for York here.
So York, Gary, really, they went for it on the previous set. They went for it on fourth down, but you really can't on your side of the field.
No, you can, and you know, a nice play by York though to give that pass, and
they're going to hand it off now to Headings. Headings still on he rumbles all the way down to about the 39 of York.
Nice run by Headings. Another option look there in the pitch, and Headings got a block and is able to turn the corner, Gary, and move that ball all the way out. They're going to mark that at the 42-yard line. It looked like he's inside the 40 to me from here.
I think this guy needs to learn to walk horizontally, not vertically.
But they're marking it about right at the 42-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 nonetheless.
Even the guys with the chains moved it up inside the 40 and then had to bring it back. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. They'll fake it. I'll go up the middle, and I believe that's Ben Cooper on the carry, wasn't it, Gary?
It was Ben Cooper, and Ben got about 3 on that. Just right inside the 40, I'd say he got close to 4. So nice run by Ben Cooper on 1st down. You know, we heard Coach Wright talk last week. 4 yards on 1st down is a win for York.
Yeah. But it's not quite the wing T formation we're used to, Gary.
It is not. You know, like I said, they've set the wings back in the backfield. It's more of a wishbone type look.
This time they'll hand it off to Headings. Headings over the left side, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, rumbles up and gets a few yards, but he's going to be short of the first down by a bit, Gary.
Yeah, they're going to mark him about the 37-yard line, and that's going to be 3rd and 6. So a little more distance probably than you want on 3rd down if you're York, but a big 3rd down nonetheless coming up here.
York needs to keep this one moving. They saw Upperman go down and score on their first possession.
This has been a nice drive by York, mixing it up, showing some things that they haven't shown, you know, to Upperman or shown consistently here, Gary.
And they're going to drop back left. You're going to throw one deep. He's got a man out there. And, oh, great play there by number 6.
Actually, that was number 5, Donovan. No, it was 6. And that was Donovan McAllister, I think, number 5.
Yeah, maybe 5.
Play. Yeah, I believe it was.
It looked like Drake was open, Gary, but McAllister come up and got a paw on it and batted it down. That was just a heck of a play.
Yeah, you know, that ball ends up being underthrown a little bit because of the play and where it ends up, and because of that, it allowed him to get a hand on it and knock it away.
You're going to go for it on 4th down here. 4th and about 6. And we're going to have a timeout first. Timeout on the field. We got 2:54 left to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 up.
Every day and on November the 11th, we celebrate our veterans, the ones in active duty, in reserves, or retired, and the ones who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Twin Lakes will forever be grateful for the home of the free because of the brave. In honor of all veterans, Twin Lakes business offices will be closed on Monday, November 12th. Take the time to thank a veteran, not just today, but every day.
Well, Gary, you're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Really, this is in a place where if you punt the ball, you're not going to get much of a advantage unless you can just nail it right down on the 1 or 2 yard line. But York here really needs to keep this ball and keep the momentum going a little bit.
Yeah, it's on about the 36-yard line, Gary, here, 4th down and 6. Got to move it down to just about the 30-yard line, and got to see what York's got in mind here on 4th down.
Left you under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off up the middle. It's Ben Cooper, and Ben's still on his feet. And Ben again just would not be denied. Gets up to about the 27-yard line, and Gary, the extracurricular at the end of it.
Yeah, they've been a little talking going on, a little bit of pushing, shoving a couple of places, but nice play call on fourth down. I don't think they really expected that, and just the fullback gut right up the middle, and big old hole opened up. Cooper able to pretty much run right through that for the first down.
York 1st and 10 now on the Bees' 26-yard line. They'll drop back, throw it out quickly to Drake, and Drake's going to be brought down quickly.
Yeah, just a quick pass to Drake and try to throw that ball. And we see Drake hobbling just a little after he picks that, gets that catch for about 5 yards.
Now, last week, Gary, of course, we saw him throw to the tight end, Phillips, quite a bit. They hit him with a couple of big plays last week. And the first time these teams played, he wasn't playing. He was out that game.
Yeah, and he's not in right now. It's actually Zach Holdren's the tight end here on the right side on this play.
Snap, they're going to hand it off to Headings. Headings looking for Cole Cooper. Looking for sprint, head to the outside. He bounces down, going to run down right about the 6-yard line.
They're going to mark that back just a little bit, Gary. I believe that'll be marked about the 8. And good run by Cole Cooper, though, and able to go up the middle, find the hole, bounce that out to the left and around the end. And, big run there and a big play for York.
Going to be 1st and goal now, and the Dragons just under 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, trying to tie this ball game up. Lefeview under center. Fakes it to Headings, and Leftview's going to keep it. Leftview's going to head out the left side, and he'll dive down to about the 1, and he's going to be about maybe, Gary, right at the 1-2 yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're marking him back just a little bit. They're going to mark out, I guess, right about the 2.5, it looks like, Gary. So it'll be 2nd and goal from just outside the 2-yard line.
York trying to tie this game up if they can punch it in here. We got a $1:14 left to go here in the first quarter. Up under center goes Lefeview. Lefeview takes the snap, hands it off to Cooper, and Cooper is in the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice play, nice run by Ben Cooper. He walks in untouched, Gary, and York on the scoreboard here, 1:02 to go in the first quarter, and, that was a great try by York. They went for it on 4th down and got it. Just moved the ball 3-4 yards at a time, and that's really York football.
And they mixed the plays up too, Gary. They threw a couple of times and ran and just kept Upperman off balance. And now we'll see what West can do as Holder in the holder. The snap's down. West's kick is up. West's kick is good. We're tied with 1:02 to go in the first. It's 7 apiece.
With the recent sale of your local Fred's Pharmacy to Walgreens, here at MetaThrift Pharmacy, we want to make it easy for current Fred's Pharmacy customers for your medications. If you would like to continue doing business with a locally owned independent pharmacy that treats you like family, then we invite you to transfer your Fred's Pharmacy prescriptions to MetaThrift Pharmacy. Hello, my name is Jinky Stevens. I am blessed to now be part of the MetaThrift family. You will love the personal touch of a locally owned pharmacy where we treat our customers just like family. Come by and see us or call 931-879-8133 and we'll do the rest.
Well, the Dragons, Gary, move down and they score. That's a good answer.
It is a good answer, Gary. That's a momentum building drive right there, and you hope that carries over to your defense now. As Upperman kind of strayed them towards the end of that first drive for the touchdown, and hopefully that'll run over to your defense and you can get a stop here. And this may end up being a game of turnovers too, Gary. So get one of those would be a big deal.
Yeah, especially with as cold as it is tonight, that could be a factor in this one as West will kick it away. Johan. 1:02 left to go here in the first quarter. We're all tied at 7 apiece here in this round 2 of the TSSAA playoffs. West going to hit this one to the side, and that one's going to go out of bounds, and that's not what you want, Gary.
Probably not. They were trying to kick it to the corner and kick it. They had Cole Bush and Sidney Brington, both of those guys with a lot of speed back there. They kicked it to Brington's side and went out of bounds. So Upperman take over on the 35.
And now, Gary, the Dragons got to try to shore up their defense. They had a good offensive drive. Now they got to shore up their defense some.
Yeah, they do. You know, see what they come out with this time, see what adjustments have been made. And, you know, Upperman came up, did not attempt to pass on that first drive, Gary. All those were runs on that touchdown drive. So see what they come out with here on this drive.
And they called York for illegal procedure, kicking the ball out of bounds. So now it will be McAllister back in the shotgun. And in the shotgun, Gary, that's something, too. You got to be able to handle that snap. As cold as it is out there, that could be big as the night progresses.
Yeah, it could, and, you know, it'd be a big deal.
Metzger's going to break through the first line, and Metzger's still on his feet, gets all the way up to the 49-yard line, Gary. And that time, Lefevue came up and tried to get the hole, but Metzger cut back the other way.
Well, it was Lefevue against a blocker, and, you know, Metzger let the block set up, which was just perfect. Lefevue had to take an angle. He took a wide angle. The blocker just pushed him out, and Metzger was able to run through the hole. And, you know, got to have some support there. Instead, it's about a 20-yard play before Dalton Barger could get him down.
And good job by the freshman to bring him down because he was last hope for York on that one.
I believe we got a sideline warning against York, I believe it is. So, be their first warning.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Here come the Bees. McAllister's back in the shotgun. Metzger to his right. He'll take the snap, and there's a quick out, and that one's going to be dropped. A good play by the defender, coming up, knockout out of his hand, Gary. I believe that may have been, was that Drake?
No, that is actually number 81. That's Mikey Whited making the play there. That ball, he come up and just got a hand in there and kind of slapped that away. You know, that ball is intended for number 1, Jake Penland, and got away from him because of good play by Whited.
Good job by Whited. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bees.
They've got him playing over Miller's spot over there on that one cornerback, and a really nice play on that one, Gary.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Bees. McAllister back in the shotgun, got a man in motion. They're going to fake it, and McAllister, he's going to break through the middle. McAllister's got one man to beat, and he's going to get around Barger, and he's headed to the house.
The blocking was set up, Gary, once again. Lefevue not as anxious that time to take on the block and pick a lane, and by doing that, McAllister was able to run by him, and then he was off for the races.
So it's now a 13-7 lead for the Bees as the Bees get a quick strike again, Gary. The Bees moving the ball very effectively.
Yeah, big plays. York got to get out of the big play situations here, Gary.
So now Krolik will try to add on the extra point and make this a 14-7 ball game. And they're set. The snap is down, and they fake it, and York is going to get it stopped. And Gary, that was kind of a surprise there, as the holder actually caught it and put it on the ground, then brought it back up and made the motion to throw the ball and had it knocked away.
Yeah, and tried to, he was under duress and threw it up in the air, and it was actually caught by number 20, Caden Nash, but York was able to make the tackle before he got in, so the try not good, and so 13-7.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas
For just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium 2-topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges, and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Gary, the Bees miscue on the extra point opens the door for York.
Yeah, it does, and, missed the extra point try. York gave up the touchdown, though, and on the short end right now, 13-7. Quick drive by Upperman again, only 37 seconds to go in the first quarter, and they scored quickly and York got to be able to get the ball. Time of possession's big here for York, Gary, and they're winning that right now. He's got to keep the drives moving.
And, Gary, if it comes down to who has the ball last, that extra point could come back to haunt the Bees.
It could, see how the game develops here and how things go. But, York going to get the kickoff here. Got to keep it moving, Gary.
And kicking it away will be Crowley. Cooper and Drake back deep. Crowley kicks it off. That's going to be a line drive. Going to be one big hopper and picked up by Cooper. Cooper coming up. Cooper still on his feet. Hits somebody head on and gets driven up to the 32-yard line where he'll have it 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, big collision there, but Cooper bounced off. Got about 3 or 4 more yards out of that, Gary, and moved it out over the 30.
Looked like one of them nature documentaries where you see those rams hitting their heads together.
That's really what it looked like. There's been some heavy hitting going on, man. A little extra, maybe past the whistle hitting going on too. And if you're York, you got to have a cool head here and not get an unnecessary penalty against your team.
Yeah, you definitely don't want penalties in this game. Penalties and turnovers could be a nightmare for either team. As now left field come up, got that 3-man backfield once again. And this time left field going to pitch it out to Headings, and Headings almost loses, but comes up with it, ducks his head down. Still on his feet, head down the sideline. Got one man to beat, passes off him, and he steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line, Gary, and that is the jackhammer right there. He just kept running over people on what could have easily been a turnover.
Yeah, he bobbled the pitch. Pitch probably made earlier than he thought it would be, but Lefevue was about to be hit, made the pitch, bobbled it, but that bobble allowed the defense and him to be able to turn the corner. So when he did, he was able to push 2 or 3 guys out of the way, and finally Blake Metzger was able to push him out of bounds about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, so they marked him back at the 44 where they said he first stepped out at. So Lefevue brings his squad up, got a 3-man backfield, and timeout by Upperman with 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It is a 13-7. Upperman leads.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Gary, York moving the football again, and we've got 18 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. And the Bees, they've been scoring pretty much at will.
Yeah, they have. They can move the ball, and there's moving it at will. York hadn't found the plan to get that run stopped yet. But, for York, they've got put together a drive here and a big run here, and, on this drive. So, York got it going, too, offensively and able to move the ball.
York's going to have it 1st and 10 from their 44 of the Bees. Of that 3-man backfield. Lefevue under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Headings. Headings right up the middle again, or Cooper, I should say, right up the middle. That's Cole Cooper on the carry that time, Gary. And Cole got some good yardage on 1st down.
Yeah, he did. Actually probably got about 8 yards on that. 7, I would say. Moved it down to the 32 or the 37-yard line. So it's going to be, they're calling it the 36, so it'll be 2nd and 3 as we start the second quarter.
And we're into 1. It's 13-7. Upperman.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
The kids are back in school and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family.
In the third, it is Sequatchie trailing Red Bank. Red Bank 21-13. York now with the football. Got it to second and short. They'll hand it off over the left side to Headings. Headings just pushes ahead, and Headings going to get enough yards, I believe, Gary, for another first down.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down for York, and a nice run by Headings. Actually drug about 3 guys for the last yard or so to make sure they get the first down.
And, Gary, if you look at the stats in this first quarter, are pretty much dead even.
Yeah, really they are, except York's ran 19 plays and had the ball for 8 minutes plus. So, those things work in York's advantage as this game goes on.
And York now with a 1st and 10. They are at the 32 of Upperman. Leftview under center. Takes the snap, drops back, looking, still looking. Now he's going to be sacked. All the way back to the 36-yard line, Gary, and they just couldn't get anybody open.
No, they couldn't, and, he had a lot of time to throw that ball. Just nobody could work open there, and they actually had ran Josiah Headings down the sideline trying to throw to him, but never did shake free. So took the sack, about a 4-yard loss, so it'll be 2nd and 14.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the Dragons. That stops a little of their momentum. We'll see what they do here now. They trail it 13-7, just underway here in the second quarter. It's going to be Leftview on the keeper. Leftview makes a nice move and gets back about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got the 5 back, it looks like, Gary, and Blake Metzger on the tackle, and, it probably a good move by Leftview on that play. He decided to keep that one turned up the field, got some yardage out of it. Metzger leaning towards the pitch man a little bit and probably allowed Leftview to get 2 or 3 extra yards.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Dragons, back at the 32 of the Bees.
Definitely 4-down territory here for York, so 2 plays to get 10 yards. You got to have that frame of mind.
So now up comes the Dragons. Leftview fakes it. He's going to roll out this time. Pitch it to Cole Cooper. Cooper goes on the right side. Cooper's going to dive ahead. Picks up some good yardage, but it's going to be about 6 short.
Yeah, actually, getting a decent spot, about 28-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 6 once again.
So York with another big play coming up, Gary. You don't want to stop any momentum you have. York really needs to try to punch it in here and just score for score with the Bees and see if they can finally get a stop on the Upperman.
Yeah, they can. They need big play here, big 4th down. Obviously, you're inside their 30-yard line, and you want to move this thing down, get a touchdown out of it. See what Coach Wright's got called here.
And you certainly, Gary, know that Upperman's going to get the ball to start the second half, so that's a big key too.
It is a big key, and, I think they're going to call timeout here. They about have to. I would think this play clock's running out.
Now there comes the flag, and
it's going to be delay of game. And they're looking at the referee, and he's signaling delay of game, so they're going to be backed up 5 more here.
Gary, that makes it 4th and about 11.
Yeah, it does. Moves it outside the 30, and, see what it does as far as changing the play call here.
So York got to come up with something new now as they see Drake come back in the ball game.
I surely thought they would call timeout there, Gary. They were late getting the play in, late getting to the line of scrimmage. So
I never saw the official's hand go up down there on the end. I always watch for the official's hand on the end, but he never did go up. York now with a 4th and 10. Leftview rolling out. Leftview spins away from one, still on his feet. Now he's going to be dropped down all the way back. Gary, he's going to be brought down. They're going to say at the 44 of York.
Yeah, they're dropping him. He tried to spin away from the first defender and actually got wrapped up by 2 or 3, and turnover on downs, and a couple of plays there towards the end, that really hurt on this one, Gary, and Upperman taking over near midfield.
And Gary, now if Upperman can work some time here. We got 8:33 left to go, but they've been scoring very quickly, so we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, York got to come up with a defensive stand here.
1st and 10 for the Bees at their own 44-yard line. Apologize, folks, for my coughing. I had cold all week.
Having to get the chain set over there. I believe they finally have it, so we're ready to go.
1st and 10 Bees. McAllister back in the shotgun. Snap back. They're going to hand off to Metzger. Metzger got a hole. He's headed up the middle. Metzger still on his feet and going to be tripped up and brought down, but not before he gets to the 33-yard line, Gary. And the Dragons was lucky that time that Cade Brandon caught up to him.
Yeah, they were, and they rim blitzed, Gary. They rim blitzed and tried to blitz the gaps, but there was one hole open, and Metzger runs through it. And, there's nobody there when you run blitz. All your linebackers are coming up to help support that. And he just ran through the line, and Cade Brandon finally runs him down at the 32-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now for the Bees at York's 33-yard line. They'll take snap, hand off to Metzger. This time Metzger's going to be met, and he'll get about 3 on the carry. Gets up to the 30.
Yeah, about 2 on that one to be 2nd down and 8. So, a good play by York. Josiah Headings, Thomas Cooper there, helped by Ben Cooper. A lot of help there on that play, Gary.
So it's going to be 2nd and about 8 now for the Bees. They've got to get down to the 22-yard line.
I see a lot of talking to officials going on here, Gary. Just got to play right now, and hopefully if there's penalties, they'll call them.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Bees. McAllister in the shotgun takes the snap. He drops back, looking. He's going to throw one out there. He's got a man out there caught, and then he's going to be brought down at about the goal. No, he's in for the touchdown.
Blown coverage by York there. He was wide open, and by the time Drake gets a hold of him.
Okay, we got a flag on the field, though. We'll see what that is. It looks like they're bringing it back, so York may caught a big break here, Gary.
Yeah, it looks like they did, and the officials still talking out here. But everybody's coming back this way.
Yeah,
you're right. So
they're bringing it back, so that's going to wipe off the touchdown. And that was one of those passes that hung up there, Gary. You got to have a little bit better defense than that. York just really was way off the play.
It was not a good throw. It was a blown coverage, though, because he was running wide open down the middle of the field. And nobody there. Drake tries to get over there to save touchdown.
And never have seen what the call is.
Here it comes, looks like. Illegal touching.
Okay.
So he ran out of bounds and then caught the ball. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a big break for you.
Yeah.
Lost it down, too.
And that will make it 3rd down and 13 now. Is that right?
Should be 2nd down and 13. No loss of down. It's just a 5-yard penalty. So be 2nd. I believe it'll be 2nd and 13.
Okay, 2nd and 13 for the Bees as they come up. Metzger and beside McAllister in the shotgun. He'll snap it, hand off this time. No, they're going to throw it out to the side. And, wait a minute. West was almost tackled out there and going down all the way and getting the 1st down. I'm not sure on that, Gary. It looked like West was tackled out there by the receiver on the left side.
Yeah, if he, no flag, he actually threw him to the ground and laid on top of him. And I guess that'll go down as a pancake block in the end. But, sure looked like, he was being held there as he was going to the ground.
And getting it all the way down to the 8-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal once again for the Bees. No, actually it's to the 19-yard line.
19, and be 1st and 10, a big run for Upperman after the catch.
And now back in the shotgun goes McAllister. He's going to hand it off to Metzger, who's trying to bounce outside. This time the Dragons had a shot at him, but he's going to get loose and get about 5 yards, Gary, before he's ran out of bounds.
Yeah, York had a chance maybe to get him for little and no gain. Johan West came up empty on the tackle, though, and allowed him to get around the corner for about 5 yards.
Johan needs to watch the Upperman play on that, Gary. You got to go low on that. You can't go up and try to tackle around the waist.
Yeah, Metzger's a strong back, runs hard, and you got to hit him low. You got to bring him down by the ankles.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the, or 2nd and 5 for the Bees. Back in the shotgun is Kip McAllister. Gets the snap, and he'll keep it himself, take it up the middle, and he's going to get very little on that one, Gary.
It gets about 2. I think they're going to mark him about the 12-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 4 here for Upperman. Another big 3rd down, a chance for York.
Definitely 4-down territory for the Bees. I don't see him kicking the field goal here. I saw their field goal kicker earlier, and he didn't have a lot of distance on it.
No, he didn't. I understood that. I thought they thought he was a pretty good kicker, so don't know what they would do. And no, in the first game they had a big long drive and tried a field goal and missed it.
And there's Metzger on the carry. Metzger going to be tripped up, and I don't think he got the first down, Gary.
It's going to be close. I'm looking at the spot on the field, and looks like it might be short by about a yard.
Maybe they're going to show it about a half a yard, maybe, where they're going to mark the marker.
They're taking a look at it, but pretty sure it looks like they're going to come in and measure this one.
And quite honestly, that's what we thought they'd do on that first drive of York's, but they didn't bring the chains out and measure that one. I think he's going to be a little bit short on this one.
I believe he's probably about the length of the football short, just looking at it from across the field.
And just enough for the first down. Those are the football first down.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 9 here, and Upperman on the run on another drive here. Gary, York got to get a stop.
It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line. So York got to bow their necks here, Gary. They had a couple of good goal line stances last week, or red zone stances, so they need another one here tonight.
Yeah, need one in a big way right here, Gary. This is the time you got to get a big stop.
And they're going to hand off to Metzger. Metzger's going to take it outside, and he slides down. So, Gary, the turf tackle on that one helps York out.
Yeah, and here comes a flag late. So we've got some extracurricular after the play, and I'm not sure who this is going to be against.
And that's something you definitely don't want to do if you're York. You're right now.
I'm afraid this one is going against Upperman, though, because they are backing up.
Yeah, they're backing up, and we'll wait and see on the call. And it's going to be
unsportsmanlike conduct.
And that's going to Dragons, Gary.
Yeah, the down will count. That was after the play, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 20, about the 22s where they've marked this at.
So now York really needing to stop here. Going to be 2nd and goal from the 22.
I think York had been asking for that all night and finally did get it. They've been pointing at that part of the line where that happened and finally did get a call there.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 22 for 2nd and goal from the 22. They'll snap it back and they'll hand it off this time to the jet sweep. He gets around the first guy and gets up to about the 16. Gary, York's getting them hit early, but they're not hanging on.
Slowing them down a little bit, not hardly enough though, Gary. You got to slow them up and help get there and make the tackle. And this is going to be marked right at the 16-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 16.
So if York can hold here, Gary, it's going to be can get something here. They might can get him in a long situation here, and York might get out of this without allowing any points.
Yeah, York got to stand strong here and, hold them right here to begin with and see what they decide to do on 4th down. But this should be the scoreboard says 2nd down, but I'm sure this is 3rd down.
4:58 left to go here in the quarter, and this time McAllister looking. He's going to tuck and run. Now he pitches at the last second, number 2 with the ball. He's going to be brought down at about the 8 or 9 yard line. And, Gary, unless they didn't count that penalty down.
They didn't count the down, actually, it looks like, Gary. yardstick actually says it's third down, but now the scoreboard says it's fourth down.
That's what I was thinking. Should be 4th down and 8.
Yeah, I think it should be too. I think the yardstick is wrong over there. Of course, it's not moved at all, so.
So York now needing a stop here. This is a big play here, Gary. This could be.
Looks like they're going to line up for the field goal, Gary.
Well, so we'll see what Krolik can do. This would be about a 25-yarder.
About 26. He's marking it on the 16-yard line, so a chance for them to try to tack on 3 more here.
And now we got a penalty and a delay of game, so that's going to back them up 5 more yards, and that makes that's the second one of those we've seen tonight that's hurt. One hurt York, and now this one hurts Upperman.
Yeah, it does. Backs it up 5 yards, and this will end up. This is going to be a 31-yard kick now, Gary.
That makes a world of difference as Krolik will get holding his number 3 Thomas Enzer.
Yeah, this is off the right hash here too. And of course, he's right-footed, so look, could pull this possibly.
And the snap, the kick is up. The kick is good. A 31-yard field goal, and the Upperman Bees take a 16-7 lead on York with 3:57 to go in half.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Today.
Call 879-5909, Condition Heating and Cooling.
And Gary, I don't say that is a win for York, but they didn't give up a touchdown, and they were able to keep Upperman out of the end zone, but they did get 3 on it.
Yeah, they did, and that good stand by York down there to keep them out of the end zone. Looked like they were going to get a touchdown, and Upperman called for illegal touching that called that back, and then York able to. After they got 1st and goal from the 9, York able to push them backwards thanks to an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So, you got to think that's a win for York. There's 3:57 to go here in the first half, Gary. York going to get the ball. It's imperative you get points out of this.
Exactly. You can get back to within 2 in this one.
Yeah, you can get back to within 2. Even if you kick a field goal, you've got less than 1 score, so you got to get points out of this drive before you go into halftime because York's going to kick it off to start the second half.
This one's going to be on the ground. It's going to take a big hop up to Cooper. Cooper going to bring it up over the 30. Spins, gets up to the 35 before he's brought down, and that'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Gary, one final already. Alcoa beat Unicoi County 56-0. If that surprised you folks, really surprised is all I got to say.
That one's over early because the clock probably ran the last 2.5 quarters. So.
And I think we had another one that's finally Trousdale County blew out Tyner tonight 35-0. So Trousdale County advances.
Yeah, a couple of those East Tennessee games, some of those starting to wrap up here, but not even the halftime here.
York under center. They'll hand it off this time over the right side, and that's Cooper. And Cooper going to go ahead for about 3 yards.
Yeah, Ben, tough run, got held up there. Turned forward, get another yard off the right side, and got about 3 out of that.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Dragons. And like you said, Gary, this is one of those situations where York really needs to score on this one and get it back within 1 score.
They do. It's imperative, I think, you get points out of this. And York has 1 time of possession. They've been able to move the ball. Maybe have to get a little bigger pieces here on the ground, take up bigger pieces of the ground here.
This time Lefty's going to drop back. Lefty's going to throw that. Had Phillips out there, but the pass was a little low, Gary, and Phillips couldn't come up with it.
No, he couldn't. That pass kind of a little bit low and away, and Phillips got both hands on it, just wasn't able to pull it in, and ball's incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 here for York, 3:04 to go in the first half.
And you most certainly don't want to get the ball back to Upperman this quickly.
Really, you don't want to. got to see what Coach Wright draws up here on third down.
So 3rd and long for the Dragons. They'll take it, and now Leffie's going to roll out. Leffie's going to be hit, and Leffie's going to be dropped all the way back to the 30, Gary.
Yeah, they had that covered pretty well. Josiah Headings was the pitch man. They kindly had it strung out. Probably should have pitched that ball anyhow, Gary, and maybe waited a split second too late, and when they did, couldn't make the pitch.
So that's going to be 4th down now for the Dragons, and 14. They're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, got Headings in punt formation. It'll be Sidney Brington to return for Upperman here.
Now York needs a good kick here.
Yeah, need a real good kick. York going to try to let this run down as much as they can.
Headings back to punt it away. He's going to be at about his 29-yard line. Snap is back. He'll take a step up and get the punt off, and he booms one, and that was going to hit and just die. That was that soft ground for you, Gary. That one just hit and died.
It did. Just kind of flipped up in the air and come straight down at the 34-yard line. So that'll be about a 32-yard punt.
So that's going to make it 1st and 10 for the Bees. Usually you see a little bit of roll on one way or the other, but that one just hit and pretty much stuck right there in the ground.
It did, and 2:08 to go here in the first half, Gary, and Upperman struck quick tonight. It'll be up to York to make sure that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, if they score here and they get the ball to start the second half, this game could get out of hand really quick to start that second half. Right now, though, McAllister's back in the shotgun with Metzger beside him. And he takes the snap, fakes it to Metzger. He's going to throw it out across the middle, Luke Farr. Oh, and Drake, that time, Gary, was looking to make the hit. If he'd been looking for the ball, he might have been able to pick that one off.
Yeah, that pass intended just a quick pass on a little slant pattern to Duke Maresh, and he got hands on it. And if he catches that, he's got running room, Gary. He was breaking free across the field, and unfortunately, that's overthrown just a little, and the clock didn't move, so I'm not sure if anybody notices that yet.
So 2:05 left to go here in the first half. Back in the shotgun is McAllister. McAllister going to roll this time himself. Keep it. He away from one, but he's going to be brought down short of the first down as we go under the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter, or first half, I should say. And he got about 7 on that, and Gary, that's a pretty good run from McAllister.
Yeah, he's able to get the corner turned off the tackle, Gary, and move that up the field. Got about 7 before about 3 or 4 York shirts come in and tackled him. So it'll be 3rd and 3 here. Clock running, about a minute and a half to go before halftime.
And Upperman seems to be in no hurry, Gary.
No, they don't. And, they maybe if they get a play here, they might speed it up a little. But right now they're being very methodical.
And they'll hand it off to Metzger. Metzger cuts back inside. He's got the first down and more. Bounces outside. Still on his feet, going to run out of bounds. And he goes over into the wall. And York's going to get flagged for a late hit.
Yeah, they, running full speed, chased him out of the field of play. And that flag came in real late, Gary. And both of those guys went out of bounds hard. But it's Josiah Headings going to get called for the late hit, for the unsportsmanlike conduct, a late hit, and it's going to move it down 15 yards to be inside the 30-yard line.
And that's going to make it 1st and 10 with a $1:11 left to go. 111's on the time.
So big penalty here, and going to move it down to about the 20 line, and that's where Upperman will put it in play.
Turnovers and penalties, Gary, 2 things that can kill a team. In York right now, that's a big one there.
Yeah, and I really didn't see the hit. I saw both of them going out of bounds, and it looked like they were both going hard. And I really didn't see a hit or anything, but I'm on the far side of the field from that, and apparently something happened.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bees at York's 28-yard line. McAllister takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, going to break it up the middle. He's got some running room, still on his feet. Gets all the way down to about the 11-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, another first down and a good play by McAllister. He faked the pitch to Metzger, and every defender for York shifted that way, and it just opened the whole left side for McAllister to run down. A gain of about 17 on that one, Gary.
So now it is 1st and 10 from the 11 for the Bees. They're knocking on the door again with just about 55 seconds left to go. York needs some kind of big play here as they'll hand it off to Metzger. He cuts through the middle. Metzger's in for the touchdown. Gary Metzger was so wide open you'd have thought York owed him money.
Yeah, that was just, they gave him the ball. He stuck his foot in the ground, shifted one hole to the left, and it was wide open, Gary, and he walks into the end zone.
And the Bees now lead it 22-7. 46 seconds left to go. Upperman going to get the ball to start the second half too, Gary.
Yeah, they will, and York got to make some adjustments on the defensive side, Gary. You're going to have to be able to stop this rushing game. They hadn't had to throw the ball tonight.
And now it's going to be Krolik to add the extra point. It's down, it's up, it is good. With 46 seconds to go in the half, it's 23-7, Upperman.
Jamestown Regional has always been committed to providing the highest quality of patient care. We work hard Medical Center. JRMC, a Renova Health company, will continue.
Well, back here, Gary, where York did.
Right now, it looks that way, Gary. They moved it down, didn't get in a big rush, took their time, and actually scored that touchdown in about a minute and 21 seconds. So, quick drives.
So York now finds themselves in a two-score hole, Gary, as York.
46 seconds, see what York can get on a kickoff return here. Maybe you take a couple of shots at something here, try to get something before halftime, Gary.
So up will come the Bees. It's now in the fourth quarter, 24-13, Sequatchie, or Red Bank leading Sequatchie. That game, if that score holds up and Red Bank wins, they'll be either here next week or at York next week. And right now it looks like they may be coming to Upperman if York can't turn this around in the second half. He approaches on the kickoff. That's going to be a grounder right to Cooper. Cooper bobbles it, picks it up to the 20. Cooper still on his feet. Cooper trying to bounce outside, gets up to about the 35-yard line where the Dragons have it 1st and 10, Gary, but only 39 seconds left to go in the half.
The referee comes in and throws a flag 2 seconds after the play was over and about 6 seconds after the actual block happened, but York did block in the back, and he saw it and caught it, and so York's going to start about the 10-yard line here,
So York deep in their own territory, Gary. If you're here, do you just take the knee and get out of here without maybe possibly having a turnover?
Yeah, I think at this point, you're York. You don't have a big play offense. Probably, you try something safe running play to see if you might can break something or break one here, but nothing, nothing overly risky. You want to get to halftime. Hopefully, you can adjust.
And without Thomas Miller, Gary, he's one of their big breakaway threats.
He is. He's the speed guy on this team. He's the guy that can make somebody miss, and they're missing him in the backfield right now.
So York will come up with 39 seconds left to go in the half, trailing 23-7. York under center. They'll hand it off to Headings, and Headings, or maybe that's Cooper on the carry, but he gets up to about the 11.
Yeah, that's Ben Cooper on the carry, and York going to take this to the locker room, I think, Gary.
Yeah, that may be the last play of the half. I'm not sure. We'll see here in a moment.
Yeah, I don't think they have snapped this again. So I think we're going to halftime.
So we'll see what York decides to do here. They'll come up. And they're not going to even snap it. That's going to be your halftime score. We're at the half of this one. And at the half, it's Upperman 23, York 7.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435. A proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Managing your medications has never been easier. With Meta3 Pharmacy's MedPack, your medications come organized by date and time, securely sealed in individual, easy open packages. So when it's time to take your next dose, you just tear the package off the roll and your pills are there. That's all there is to it. No bottles, no bother. For more information, call us at 879-8133.
State Representative John Mark Wendell is happy to be a supporter of the Fentress County sports programs. Participating in sports enables our young people to learn responsibility, teamwork, and sportsmanship, as well as promoting physical fitness. Also, John Mark Wendell is grateful for the opportunity to serve as your state representative and encourages you to contact him or his staff anytime that he can be of assistance. The very best to the Fentress County sports teams for a successful season is the message from State Representative John Mark Wendell.
Back here at the half where York now trails 23-7, and Gary, quite frankly, York has not been able to stop Upperman. They've scored on every possession.
They have, and, the only play they've really had success on was a botched extra point, and, so therefore the 23 for Upperman. But York got to make some adjustments. If you're going to get back in this game, you're going to have to stop them on defense. You got to get a stop, and Upperman just they've got themselves in situations with a back on one blocker and one defender, and they've been able to pick which lane they want to run into, and have been very successful at doing that in the first half, Gary.
We're at halftime of this one. We'll be back with the Old Ben Franklin Ford halftime stats. You know, folks, Fords are cheaper in the country.
Hello, everyone. This is Bruce Babb, GM Old Ben Franklin Ford in Wartburg, Tennessee. And we're wanting to get your Christmas started with an exciting program we're offering from now to December the 31st. Buy any new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, and you'll receive up to $500 in Santa bucks. In addition to this, you'll be placed into a drawing for a big screen TV that we're doing on December the 31st. And if you're worried about buying during the holiday season, Ford's offering 0% financing on all models, plus buy any new Ford and have no payments until March of 2019. We have financing for all types of credit. We say yes when others say no. Just give us a call, 423-346-6227, or visit us online at oldbenfranklinford.com. Come see us and get your Santa bucks today. Remember, folks, Fords are cheaper out in the country.
Back here at halftime, Gary, give us our Old Ben Franklin Ford halftime stats.
Well, of course, you mentioned the score. It's 23-7 Upperman, but for York, only 6 first downs in that first half, and York 24 carries for 88 yards, and you compare that to the first quarter. They had 16 carries for 105 yards, Gary, so 8 carries minus 17 in that second quarter. That does include quarterback sacks, and York got sacked twice. But in the air, they're 2 of 4 in the air for 9 yards, 28 plays, 97 yards. For Upperman, 11 first downs. They have 20 rushes for 212 yards. 1 of 3 through the air for 16 yards, so 23 plays, 228 yards for Upperman. Individually for York, Josiah Headings, 9 carries, 61 yards. Cole Cooper, 5 carries for 30 yards. Ben Cooper, 3 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. And then Landrick Lefevue, 7 carries for minus 18, including those 2 quarterback sacks. Through the air, Lefevue 2 of 4 for 9 yards. Both of those went to Drake. For Upperman, they're led in rushing first half by Blake Metzger, 13 carries, 116 yards. Donovan McAllister, 5 carries for 83 yards. Duke Maresh, 1 for 7. Sidney Brewington, 1 for 6. Only 3 pass attempts for Upperman in the first half, complete one of those for 16 to Sidney Brewington. Defensively, York's led by Thomas Cooper with 4 total tackles. Barger, Lefevue, and Headings, 3 apiece. The scoring, Upperman started the scoring. Blake Metzger, 28-yard run, 6 plays, 52 yards, 3:29 off the clock. It was 7-0. York come back in the first quarter. It was Ben Cooper from 2 yards out. Johan West with the kick, 13 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. It was tied at 7. 25 seconds later, it was Donovan McAllister on a 52-yard run. Thomas Enzer failed on the 2-point pass there, and 3 plays, 65 yards, 13-7. In the second quarter, it was Trey Krolik from 31 yards out on the field goal, 10 plays, 30 yards, 4 minutes, 36 seconds. It was 16-7. And then right before the half, 46 seconds ago, it was Blake Metzger from 11 yards out. Kick was good, 5 plays, 66 yards, a minute 22, and we're 23-7 here at halftime.
And that's where we stand at the half. So thanks to Old Ben Franklin Ford for our halftime stats. Don't go away. We'll be back for the start of the second half in just a few minutes.
Pooch kick over the first line a time or two, and yeah, I don't know if you even try something like that. Hopefully, you've went in and made some adjustments, and you can come out and kick this off and play defense and get a stop and get off the field. I mean, you look at the stats, they've ran 23 plays, and 20 of them have been runs, and they're averaging over 10 yards a carry. York's got to get that stop.
So York will kick it away, and we are set for the second half. York's got 24 minutes to get back into this one. They trail by 2 scores. They're trailing by 16, so they could actually just need 2 scores and 2 2-point conversions, Gary, and they're right back in it.
They could, and it's not certainly, we talked, it's bad you're down 2 scores. It's not impossible. You can get back in this thing, and it's got to start here on the kickoff and then start by playing defense.
Kicking it away will be West, and West is going to kick this one short, and the Upman will take it, and start to say he threw up his hand. He has to take it right there at the 23.
Yeah, he called for fair catch, and I think he is signaling that he got it to his teammates, but instead signaled for the fair catch, and they're going to mark it, I think, at the 24, Gary.
So we'll see what York's adjustments have been, Gary. They've got to do something here to stop this offensive charge of the Bees. They have just been able to just run it well.
They have, and, we know they can throw the ball, but you got to stop the run now, and you got to focus on getting the run stopped.
So back will go McAllister and Metzger in the backfield. They'll hand off to Metzger. He's looking for some room. He goes over the right side, and he's stacked up that time, Gary, after about a yard gain, and that's probably one of the few times they've been able to slow him down.
Yeah, he got about 2 on that, maybe out to about 26. But, in the first play of the game, they lined up under center, and ran for a 2-yard loss, and that's the only negative play they've had on the night, Gary. They hadn't been back under center again yet either. They've ran out of the shotgun the whole time.
And they've scored on every possession in that first half. As McAllister back in the shotgun, gets the snap. He's going to take it off to the outside now. Still on his feet, bounces out to the 30, and he'll go down to the 32-yard line. About the 31, they're going to say.
Drake, a little slow getting up. He's got a leg issue. He's trying to walk that off, but tell he went down a little bit awkward. So him and left you in on that tackle there, and it's 3rd and 2. Big York's got to get this play stopped, Gary.
And York with a big chance out here. They need to get a stop on this time, but look for Metzger again, as Metzger's had an outstanding night running the football. McAllister back in the shotgun. Gets the snap off to Metzger. Metzger this time going to be brought down from behind. Good job by the Dragons.
Yeah, no gain, maybe a loss of a yard there. So going to be 4th and 3 here, about the 30-yard line. Let's see what Upperman's going to do. It looks like they're sending in the punt team.
So York with their first stop of the night, and that's maybe a good omen for the Dragons here in this second half.
I believe it is, and a nice stop by York. Got a little bit of a running room on second down, but York held them on 1st and 3rd down, caused the punt.
And now they're going to punt it away, and Drake's back, but he's hobbling back there. Snap backs, and it's going to hit at about the 40 and roll all the way down to the 24-yard line. And, Gary, there's something that has hurt York year-round this year.
It has, and, that kick, not the best of kicks. Drake needed to run quite a ways to his left to make the catch there. If he's going to catch it, instead decide not to. Hobbling pretty bad walking off the field, Gary, and, I'm sure he just didn't want to take a chance on that, but cost York about 16 yards of roll on that one.
And so now York's going to have it 1st and 10, they're 24, and now York's got to put together an offensive drive.
They do. Just like they did when they scored the touchdown. That went 13 plays, 75 yards, about 5 minutes off the clock. You got to do that if you're York here. And you score, it's within 1 touchdown. And, so York got to move the ball 3-4 yards at a time.
And this time York will bring it up with 3-man backfield. They hand it up to Headings up the middle. Headings being hit by 1 or 2, and he's already up to the 27 before he's brought down. They took a whole host of bees to bring him down, Gary.
Yeah, he got about 4 yards there, so he tough run, and he carried about 5 or 6 before they got him down, and he seems to be hobbled just a little bit.
So you're getting a little banged up, and on a cold night like this, that's easy to do, Gary.
It is, and he carried a bunch of them on that one, and before they got him down, and took about 6 of them, and he comes up hobbled just a little bit, Gary, but good 4-yard run on 1st down for York.
2nd and 6 now for the Dragons. As the back goes Lefevue, and Lefevue's got the pressure, and Lefevue's going to be sacked, Gary. And that one was ugly from the word go.
They're getting a rush, and Lefevue is turned around, and he's got 3 Upperman players staring at him, bearing down on him. Just hasn't had a chance to throw the ball tonight, and much less anybody get into a route. And, so York going to take time out, it looks like.
York will take a timeout to talk about it. We'll be back with 8:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 23-7, Upperman.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Well, 8:40 left to go here, Gary, and it's 23-7 in the 3rd quarter. York got a big 3rd down here, but it's 3rd and very long.
3rd and 14 from the 20, Gary, and Lefue's had no time to pass. It'd be kind of interesting to see what the play call will be here from York, but they have harassed third sack of him tonight. So Upperman's really had a plan for when they've tried to throw the football.
And this time it'll be lefty back. He's going to throw it out this time and overthrows Phillips. And, Gary, that was the play that they went to a lot last week, but Phillips was double covered out there.
Yeah, that play was rushed, though, Gary, and not as much of a rush on Lefeview that time, but still maybe rush that throw just a little bit and overshot Phillips in the process.
So now you got a fourth down, and it's punt time for the Dragons as, Gary, they go 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and out, and Josiah Headings back to punt, and I hadn't seen, I believe it might be, is it Bush back here to return this punt?
And they're going to kick it out. It's going to be Headings carrying it out. Headings going to be dropped to the 25-yard line, Gary, and that is going to give Upperman the ball with first and 10 at their 25 of York.
Yeah, tried to fake the punt. Headings took off with it. A big hit, and they took him down at the 25-yard line, well short of the first down.
And now the Bees are definitely in short field territory.
Yeah, they are. A big play, and York going to really have to stand up here and hold them back.
So it's going to be for York, or for Upperman, it's going to be first and 10 with 8:27 to go. They got it at the York 25-yard line. I'm not sure on that call, Gary. I don't know if that was one. Maybe Headings just decided to take off, or I don't think that was a called play.
I'm not sure, but there wasn't no blocking out there. I did see that, Gary, and they wrapped him up pretty quickly.
McAllister going to head off to Metzger, and he's right up the middle for a touchdown, Bees.
York got somebody, well, I thought he was down. Yeah, I think we got one injured a little bit.
That's Drake.
That's Drake that's injured.
And Drake's hurt, and the Bees now up, Gary, 29-7, and that may have sealed the deal right there.
Big run by Metzger. The hole broke open. He runs through it, and a couple of Dragons converge on him at the goal line, but too late. He's in the end zone.
So now it's going to be Krolik back to add the extra point. Snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is right down the middle. And it's now a 30-7 Upperman lead with 8:20 to go in the third.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
Well, Gary, what can you say? York now give up a touchdown. They went for the fake punt, gave up a touchdown, right back. The Bees get it in one play. They're in the end zone.
Yeah, one play, 25 yards, and that's Metzger on the run, and he really is a quality back, Gary, and York's had trouble with him all night long, and, their offensive line's gotten holes open that he could run through, too, and when you get the hole open and the linebackers are up trying to support the run, there's nobody there to make the tackle, and he's 15 yards downfield before anybody comes inside of him. When York run blitzes.
And it looks like Drake is out now, Gary. Drake is not back to for the kickoff. It's going to be back deep.
Kay Brannon and Cole Cooper's back to return this one, I think.
York trails it 30-7. This kick is going to be toward Brandon, and Brandon's going to take it to the 13. Cade on the run. Cade up to the 25 to the 30, and he's going to be tripped up at the 31-yard line.
A decent return. He hit the ball, got the catch, and turned it up the field, and we've got a flag, 2 flags here late, and it's probably going to be against York.
And that one may be another unsportsmanlike conduct, Gary. I'm not sure. We'll see.
I didn't see who it was. I just seen the flags being thrown. So it's, they're talking it over. So the ball's going to be marked right at the 31-yard line, it looks like. So it'll be a full penalty and back it up to about the 16, it looks like, Gary.
So we're going to have a personal foul on York. And, Gary, that like throwing salt in an open wound, that really hurts.
Yeah, it does. You know, going to move this. They should mark this about the 16-yard line, and York will take over 1st and 10, and backed up again, Gary. And, you know, you're 84 yards away from the end, 83 yards away from the end zone, and York got to be able to put something together right now.
And York just hadn't been able to put any points on the board as they've not been able to move the ball. Now I believe York jumped a little on that one. I believe the right side over there jumped a little early on that one.
We've got a quarterback change. Gary Dalton Barger's in the game at quarterback for York.
And that got him the false start, so Barger in now, and I didn't see if Leffy was hurt or, but Barger in now at quarterback. Dalton, the freshman. Barger brings his unit up, takes the snap, hands it off to Ben Cooper, and Ben's going to be wrapped up right there. Got a couple of yards before he's brought down. And
actually busted through that and got a couple out of that out to about the 17, 18-yard line. So, you know, he got about 6, 7 yards on that, Gary. Good run.
Yeah, it's still going to make it, though, Gary, a 3rd down and about 9 for the 1st down.
Actually, it'd be 2nd and 9, Gary.
2nd and 9.
Yeah, and so got the yardage back from the penalty +1, so a good run on 1st down.
Barger goes up under center. The freshman here drops the football and has to fall on him, Gary, and that's going to cost him some yards.
Yeah, it is, and, you know, back 10-yard line, Gary, so lost about 7 or 8 on that one.
So York now going to have a 3rd down and a dozen. Third and a dozen for the Dragons. And now York jumped again.
So that'll back them up another 5. It'll be 3rd and 17 from inside the 10. They'll scrimmage this one from inside the 10-yard line. So going backwards.
Yeah, marching backwards like the French Army right now. It's going to be another 5 yards back. And Gary, that could be the different quarterback or what. I'm not sure why Leffy's out of the game. Did he get the personal foul a moment ago?
I don't think he did. Don't know clearly. So
I'm not sure either. But he is out, and Barger now going to pitch it out, and there goes Headings. Headings going to get back a couple of yards, be ran out of bounds. But the Dragons got to punt it from deep in their own territory, Gary.
Yeah, backed up. About the 12-yard line here, where you're going to have punt from. Going to punt from essentially your own end zone.
So York needs to get a good punt here and definitely not try that fake punt this time.
No more fake punts tonight, Gary.
Heading's going to be right about his goal line. We're down to 6:30. Is that right on the clock? 6:30 left to go, and it's 30-7. Favor of the Bees. And Leffy, he got this one off the side of his foot. Maybe should have. And it's picked up by the offense man. He runs it in the end zone, Gary. York punts it, and it rolls over there, and he just picks it up and walks in the end zone. Nobody touched him.
Yeah, that was number 8. It was, a heads-up play by Jake Dutchess, and that's going to be a touchdown. And the umpire, or at least the referee, signaled touchdown, but there's a flag down over there as well, so we'll see what happens here.
We've seen that.
If he was taunting, and they may take this back.
Headings got that one definitely off the side of his foot, Gary. Maybe might have been better off with the fake punt on that one.
May have been, but I think they're taking the touchdown away here.
Upperman's coach coming out, or York's coach coming out to talk to see what's going on, Coach Derwin Wright.
I think the referee's giving him his options, so don't know what the real option would be here.
And still haven't got a signal from anybody what the final call is.
Well, he walked out here to make the signal, and Coach Wright called him back. So they're talking it over again. So now here we come.
Upperman must they're saying they got the touchdown.
Unsportsmanlike
against Upperman.
And the touchdown may have counted. Yeah, the touchdown's going to count.
So the touchdown counts.
It was after the touchdown, so I'm sure he's asking him if he wanted them to kick the extra point with the penalty or on the kickoff.
So that's going to be with 6:22 left to go. Upperman puts another score on the board as York Special Teams, a faux pas by them. And it's now Upperman looking to make this a 37-7 ball game. Snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And with 6:22 left to go in the third, it's 37-7.
Over 80% of business owners say loyal customers.
Well, Gary, now the Bees are going to kick off. I think they're going to probably get that penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That'll back them up.
Actually, they've got it on the 40. I think they've got to move this back. So, yeah, they're pointing them back now. So he'll have to kick off from the 25-yard line.
So Upperman will kick it away. And, Gary, the Dragons, couple of special teams miscues here in this fourth quarter. They had that fake punt that got stopped nowhere close to a first down. And now they didn't even attempt to get to the football on the shank punt by Headings, and they picked it up and just walked into the end zone.
Yeah, major mistake there. That was very much a mental mistake that somebody didn't go cover that ball, and number 80, Jake Dutchess for Upperman, very aware of that, picks it up and runs in the end zone with it for the touchdown.
And now York will drop back for the kick as Krolik will kick it away from his 25. It's this one on the ground, taken by Headings at the up man. Headings trying to get outside. He's up midfield, and he's still on his feet, rumbling down, and he's going to dive up to about the 40. So a good-looking return by Headings, Gary, but York now trailing by 30. They got a great big hill to climb.
They do. A good job by Headings there. That ball, they tried to squib that real hard, and he got in front of it, knocked it down, picked it up, and was able to return it about 25 yards. And York in business here at the Upperman 41-yard line.
In the thing here, too, Gary, is York, Upperman is one score away from getting this to a running clock, and this game get over with a whole lot quicker if they do.
Yeah, they will. Right now, 6:12 to go in the third quarter, and it's still Barger in at quarterback, Gary.
Barger going to come in at quarterback, the freshman. Under center. Gets the snap, hands it off to the first man through, and that's Headings. And Headings is going to push the pile for about 3 or 4 before he's brought down.
Yeah, got a little forward momentum there at the end. Got maybe an extra yard out of that. Gain of about 3.5. Going to mark that about the 38-yard line, Gary.
So York trailing by now. And looks like Upperman may be hosting Red Bank next week as we got 5:45 left to go here in the third quarter. York with Dalton Barger at quarterback. Barger under center. Takes the snap. Hands it to the second man throw. But that was Cooper, Gary, and he got nothing on that one.
Yeah, that was actually, gave it to the up man, which was actually that was Josiah with the ball, and no gain on that one. They sort of stuffed that, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
So 3rd and long now for the Dragons. Still not sure about Lefeview.
I see him. He's standing on the sideline with his helmet on. Looks like, this may be a coach's decision here, but he's standing, him and Drake standing over there side by side, ready to go in.
And this time Barger on the keeper is going to be drugged down from behind right at the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, loss of about 2 on that one, so it's going to be 4th down. Actually, they're going to say it's 4th and 10 from the 40.
So he's got to back to the original line of scrimmage. And Gary York just here in the second half completely out of sync right now.
They are, and quarterback change really not helping that. They're not moving the football at all right now. And so 4th and 10, a big play here for York.
Barger under center. He's going to hand it off up the middle to Headings, and Headings just going to fight for what he can get. And he's going to get about 3 and be pushed back. And the Bees are going to take over, Gary, and they're going to be right about the 39-yard line. They're on 39.
Yeah, taking over, gain of about 1. So York turns it over on downs, and it'll be Upperman football here. 4:07 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And there's a flag on the play, so we'll see what the call is. Things may be getting a little chippy out there, Gary.
Yeah, and this probably isn't the time. This is a 30-point ball game right now, and cooler heads need to prevail here. And
evidently they're going to pick it up because they say it's 1st down Upperman.
No, he's calling personal
foul on York.
No, on Upperman, so that'll be backed up 15 yards.
Well, that should give them 15 yards. Okay, they're going to say, I guess after the play it was Upperman with a penalty.
Yeah, it was after the play. The ball been blown dead clearly, so that'll back it up to about the 25-yard line or so. It'd be 1st and 10.
So Upperman now looking to go up, Gary, if they can put it in here and get another score here, they could get this a running clock, and this game will go very quickly this last quarter.
Yeah, it will, and, they have scored pretty much at will tonight, Gary. See what they do here in York, see if they've got a defensive stand in them.
Gary, we've seen York stop them on one drive, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, to start the second half, they did. They got them off the field, and that's been the only time tonight.
And back in the shotgun goes McAllister. He'll get the snap handed off to Metzger, and Metzger runs straight ahead, and this time, Gary, he's brought down quickly.
Yeah, still lean forward for about 3 or 4 yards, and a good tough run. Looked like they had him stopped, and he squirms out and gets a couple more out of it.
I think they're only going to give him 1 on it.
Only giving him 1. Looks like it.
I think he was down, and he kept moving after he was down, trying to push it
they
forward.
marked it back, so pulled it back to the 27. It'll be 2nd and 9.
2nd and long for the Bees. We've got 3:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Upperman on top by 30. And Upperman, I think, going to take their time to start to get the snap off as they see the official's hand go up. And now they're going to pitch it out to Metzger, and he drops it. It's on the ground, and I believe he came back up with it, though, Gary.
No, it wasn't him. I believe there was an Upperman player that got on it, though, and that was actually number 2. Duke Maresh got on it.
Maresh, heads-up play there. York could have used that one.
Yeah, that ball was on the ground, actually hit a York player in the shoulder and fell to the ground, and Upperman able to get on it.
And now it's going to be 3rd and about 12 for the Bees.
Yeah, on the 24-yard line, third and I'd say it's 12, but the scoreboard says 11. See what York can do to get a stop here.
As now it's going to be back in the shotgun goes McAllister. And there goes the hand up. Now they'll start their offense. He'll take the snap. He'll drop back. They're looking for Bush over here.
Covering the Bush out here on the island 1-on-1 and made a good play on that ball to make sure he didn't catch it.
And for the second time tonight now, York's got to stop. And, Gary, we're starting to see some of the younger players for York coming in.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of young players, some kids that we ain't seen play a whole lot tonight. Zach Gibson's out there, and, of course, we've named Fulgham. We've named Mikey Whited tonight, who's been out there. And, we're seeing a lot of the newer faces.
Barger going to drop back for the kick, and this one's going to be a short one. Going to hit and going to take a big roll. Barger going to take it. Oh, and Barger level, Gary. And now number 80 is going to get called for taunting.
Yeah,
They got up and
he taunted him, and the coaches are giving him an earful right now.
That also gets him thrown out of the ball game, Gary, because that's, I think, his second personal.
He'll be in the next game, Gary.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big game coming up. They got a tough team coming in here next week in Red Bank.
But if that is the case and he's been ejected, then that's a big blow for Upperman.
And they say it's not an ejection, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons, though, inside B's territory, Gary.
Yeah, he must not got one of the other penalties, so, but he, and so that may have been his first, and coaches are going down the sideline over here, and we're behind the Upperman bench, and the coaches are yelling at the kids to play with some composure here.
And now we're going to have, I believe, a penalty against the Upperman coaching staff.
Yeah, they just threw it, and so going to get another 15 yards out of this.
And the Upperman coach was, I think he was yelling at his team, Gary, but the official.
He was looking. He was yelling at his team. Some of the other coaches were yelling at their team. But he's calling unsportsmanlike conduct against the Upperman bench. So the referee over. He's just he's wanting to talk, and he's gesturing every which way. So I don't really know what's going on here, but he is trying to get a point across to the referee, whatever that point might be.
So now there's 2:08 left to go, and York's got it 1st and 10 as the Upperman.
In his second unsportsmanlike conduct, Gary, number 80, and I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because when he scored the touchdown, he got called for taunting, and that would have been his second one. And if he's ejected, then he's out of the game and out of the next one.
And now they're going to call the York coach over, I think, and I know they're going to call over the other official across the way.
I think they're checking this. They are, I don't know if the coach brought this up or what, but they are. They were gesturing at that end zone. That was through unsportsmanlike conduct, so it should be that he is ejected from the game.
And then the coach got an unsportsmanlike conduct on top of it.
And they're shaking their head. I'm not sure, but I think this would be a blow to Upperman because he if he's ejected, he would miss next week's game as well.
That is Jake Duchess, the linebacker. He plays linebacker as well. So now I'm not sure what they're going to call.
A long conversation going on over here, so we'll see.
But at this point now, the teams are coming off the field.
Not at all sure what's going on. He's back in the game. They're putting him back.
No, he's headed. I think he's headed to the locker room, Gary.
Yeah, I think he is. Telling him that.
Yeah, he's headed to the locker room. That's going to do it for number 80. He is out. Well, no,
he's
come back in the game, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but I thought that was too unsportsmanlike conduct. So,
But quite frankly, Gary, we're down 37-7. I couldn't care less.
well, we're wanting the clock to run here, so we'll see what happens. And, but he's back in the game, so apparently no ejection here.
Okay, so York's got a 1st and 10, though, and they've got the ball in the 33 of the Bees. And it looks like Leffew's back in at quarterback, Gary.
Yeah, he's back in under center, and York's still running this wishbone type look, and Cooper Ben Cooper, the fullback, in there as the running backs.
And so after a lengthy delay here and a very cold night in Baxter, it's going to be Lefew handed off over to Cooper, right side. Cooper fighting to get some yardage, and he's going to be pulled back after he gets about 7.
Yeah, he moved it up to about the 35-yard line, and a lot of pushing and shoving going on, Gary. And, both teams, cooler heads here, need to prevail. And we see the referee talking to the York huddle and trying to get some composure here in this game.
We're down to go here in the 3rd quarter, and it's a 37-7 Upperman lead. And it will be York coming to the line. Lefew under center. Lefew takes the snap. He's going to roll out, and he's going to pitch it the last minute to Cooper. Cooper trying to fight for the 1st down, and Gary, he's going to be close.
Yeah, maybe about a yard short, I think, Gary, but a nice run. Lefew falling to the ground, made a pitch to Cooper. Cooper able to break one tackle and turn the corner, and looks like he's about a half yard short from here.
So it's going to be 3rd and about a yard for the Dragons, maybe a little less than a yard. We got 48 seconds left to go, probably the last play of the quarter as we head toward the end of this one. York will come up, Lefew back under center. And they'll hand it off to Headings, and Headings going to go straight ahead, and he's going to get the 1st down and get a couple of yards up to about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and just seeing a whole lot of action after the whistle blows here. I think the officials got to get composure of this, or it's going to get out of hand. And, both teams, a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, you got to be very careful at this point, especially, York probably looking at the end of their season here, Gary. But if you're Baxter, Upperman, you got to think, hey, we got a game next week. We can't have any injections.
Exactly.
This time, Lefew going to keep it and go up the middle, and Lefew's going to be wrestled down and driven back after he gets to about the 28-yard line, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. We're through 3 of it. End of 3. It's 37-7.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909, Conditioned Heating and Cooling.
Your hospital in Jamestown has been tailoring its services to meet the needs of area residents for many years, and for one reason: to keep you, your family, and your neighbors healthy. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. The two things that have always been at the core of your hospital: commitment and desire to make this community a healthier place to live. We are Jamestown Regional, a Renova Health company.
And now we're back, and Gary, we're heading in the final frame of this one, and probably the last 12 minutes of the season for the Dragons.
Yeah, Barnes end of the season looks like, but a quarter to play here, and playing for some pride right now too. You've been manhandled, especially in that 3rd quarter. You need to put something together here in the 4th quarter. and try to, here and see what you can do.
And Gary, the stats tell it all. 243 yards rushing to York's 105. 114 total yards for York, 259 for the Bees. Not a great big total for either team.
No, and neither team really got much there. They got a touchdown on a punt return.
And then a handoff over the left side. And was that Cooper? Headings on the carry. So he got a couple more yards, Gary, and that's going to bring up
3rd and 5, I believe,
5.
Gary, from about the 15-yard line.
And it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Dragons. Upperman looks like they're going to be playing here next week against Red Bank. Lefty going to roll out. He's got no room to throw, and he drops the football, and it's on the ground, and I believe Upperman's come up with it, Gary.
They did come up with it, and it's going to be their ball about the 20-yard line.
Well, I don't remember who said it, but the old saying, if anything could go wrong, will go wrong at the worst possible time. That's been the game plan for this game here tonight for York.
It has, Lefty trying to make something happen, just got the ball knocked out of his hand, and it looked like he's going to get on it and got kind of pulled away from it, and Upperman able to fall on it, and they're going to take over at the 20.
And now the Bees going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Upperman with a 30-7 lead in this one. Will be advancing, it looks like, to meet Red Bank next week. Snap handoff to Metzger, and Metzger going to go right up the middle, and Metzger just bulls his way, Gary, for a big gain of about 8, maybe 7.
About 7, 8 yards on 1st down, and, another big play on 1st down for Upperman. Took about 3 guys to get him down. Josiah Higgins finally come over and finished that play off, but York had not been able to stop the run tonight, Gary.
Yeah, Metzger's had a big night on the night. Let's see, at the end of 3, he had 141 yards.
Yeah, and scored 3 touchdowns also.
And now they're taking their time, waiting for the clock to start ticking down, and there the official's hand goes up. And Metzger will get the handoff. And this time York able to ride him down. Looked like for maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah, nice play there by York, and that was Cole Cooper on that play. And, loss of 1 maybe, and it's going to be 3rd and 4.
So York now has a 3rd and 4 from their own, or Upperman has a 3rd and 4 from their own 36-yard or 26-yard line. Upperman going to advance on. They're going to be hosting Red Bank, and that's going to be a good ball game. Red Bank will come in with a good team, and Upperman playing well at home, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a story of 2 offenses. See if Upperman can score on Red Bank and vice versa.
And this time on the keeper, McAllister goes over the right side and is drugged down quickly.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down from about the 23-yard line, so a loss of a couple, it looks like there, and you got to think Upperman will punt this ball away.
4th and about 7. York, a couple of plays in this one, Gary. The fake punt, they get that blocked, or they get that stopped, and Upperman got the short field, scored on one play of that. The next special team play, York had a shank punt that nobody covered, and the guy picked up and walked in the end zone. So
they're going to take it.
Timeout on the field with 8:54 to go. It's 37-7 Upperman.
Venters Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Venters Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and a gift shop. All this and much more at Venters Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Well, Gary, they're getting ready for, I guess it's going to be Upperman going to punt it away. They took a timeout, took it right down to the last second. They're going to punt it with 8:54 to go. York, Gary, this is a chance maybe for some of your younger kids to get some experience in this kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, and also you look and you got some seniors out here. York got several seniors, and give them a chance to play a couple possessions here. So they have a little pride, and at the end of their high school football careers tonight. But got to see that you get on this ball first, and then go from there.
And I'm not sure what happened there, Gary.
They didn't throw a flag, but the punter ended up on the ground, and Lefeview put him there. I'm not sure what it was. We got the official between them, so we'll see.
Well, it looks like Coalfield advanced tonight. Coalfield coming back to beat Cloudland 29-24, so Coalfield advanced. And, Gary, not much of a punt on that one either.
No, they put a rush on. He's trying to get it out in a hurry, and did get it out, and it falls dead about the 42-yard line, so York will take over on the Upperman 42 here.
So 1st and 10 for the Dragons, got the short field, but now they go back to that formation we're more accustomed to, the wing tee.
Yeah, seeing a little wing tee here at the end of the fourth quarter.
And Lefty's going to drop it, but gets it back, gets it over to Headings. Headings down the sideline. Headings still on his feet, rumbling down all the way, still on his feet. Headings breaks another tackle, He's in for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run by Josiah. That play was from the beginning, Gary. Dropped snap. Lefty picks it up, and as he's tackled, pitches it to Headings, and because of that, the play, the defense is not in their alignment, and Josiah breaks about 3 or 4 tackles and goes for the touchdown.
And that's something. Headings just a powerhouse, Gary. He's one of those kids that you can't arm tackle him.
Yeah, here his last game tonight, he'll be over 100 yards rushing now, Gary.
And the kick by Johan West is up, is good, and with 8:31 to go, it's 37-14, Upperman.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435, a proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, York puts another score on the board, Gary, but 8:31 to go. That's still not a lot of time left to try to get back in this one, and you're down by 17. You need 3 scores.
Actually, they're down by 23.
23. Yeah, my math's terrible, but
23 points.
It's still 3 scores. So.
Yeah, 3 scores, and you gotta think they're going to onside kick here. You think, just to see. Maybe if they can get a turnover here and take over about midfield.
Folks, apologize for the coughing. I caught something this week and a little bit under the weather as Johan West getting ready to kick it off. Yeah. 8:31 left to go here in the ball game.
Looks like they're going to have a couple of people up here. Josiah going to be up here as well, and we've seen Josiah try to onside kick this year and done a good job of it. York didn't recover it, so. But we're going to see what we got here as York getting ready to kick off.
And we're waiting to get a football in now. It's a very, very long game. We're after, it's almost 9:18, so it's been a long night here at Upperman High School. This game's really drug on.
Yeah, and it's gotten, probably 10 degrees colder since the game started. At least feels like it has, and it's a cold, wet field out there, and hard to play when it's cold and wet like that. And York trying to mount a comeback here, Gary.
And we've seen what the guys from Signal Mountain did last night. And Gary, that time West put way too much on that one.
Yeah, kind of kicked it hard like he's going to try to kick it off one of the Upperman players, but he dodged it and it went out of bounds, and they're going to have it about the 45-yard line, Gary, 46-yard line.
So Upperman will have the football, and Gary, special teams has not been kind to York tonight.
No, it hasn't, and it is. It's hurt, and it's hurt a big deal. Got a touchdown directly off special teams, and two kickoffs out of bounds now, and a couple other issues as well in the special teams tonight that have hurt York.
And now Upperman takes over with 8:31 left to go in this one. We might be here when Friday Night Thunder comes on at the rate we're going. And they're waiting on the snap. They'll give it back to McAllister. He's going to
still have in the game, Gary. Offensive line, Metzger's still in the game, and they've still got all their starters out there.
For Upperman, you got to be very careful, Gary. You got a big game coming up next week. You don't get anybody hurt.
No, you don't. You want to keep everybody healthy right now, and they've got plenty of players over here, and they're ahead by 23. You think you'd let the reserves play a little. You're under 8 minutes to go here. Try to run this out if you're Upperman.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bees. They got back to their line of scrimmage. And they'll wait till they see the back judge's hand go up. It does. Now they'll start their offense. They'll snap it back, hand it to Metzger. Metzger going to get outside, and Metzger going to be wrestled down by Lefeview. Good job by Lefeview, Gary. And that time it looked like Drake just whiffed on it. He could have had a tackle up closer. Not Drake, but Brandon, I believe.
Well, Drake, if it was, I didn't see that, but if it's him, Drake's nowhere near healthy right now, and hobbling around out there, and you wonder if he should even maybe be in the game at this point, as he's hobbling. But he's out there giving it everything he's got, and they make the tackle. It's 3rd down 4 here.
3rd and 4 from about the 47 of York. And we'll go McAllister. They'll get the snap now. I think somebody moved here. No, timeout called by Upperman, and Coach not happy with that as he calls a timeout on the field with 6:42 to go. It's 37-14, Upperman.
With the recent sale of your local Fred's Pharmacy to Walgreens, here at MetaThrift Pharmacy, we want to make it easy for current Fred's Pharmacy customers to transfer your medications. If you would like to continue doing business with a locally owned independent pharmacy that treats you like family, then we invite you to transfer your Fred's Pharmacy prescriptions to MetaThrift Pharmacy. Hello, my name is Jinky Stevens. I am blessed to now be part of the MetaThrift family. You will love the personal touch of a locally owned pharmacy where we treat our customers just like family. Come by and see us or call 931-879-8133 and we'll do the rest.
Well, we've got 3rd down and about 2, and Gary, they're playing your song there.
They are, Red Sox fan, pretty happy about those happenings right now, and they're breaking into a little Sweet Caroline here, the Upperman band is, and unfortunately for York, not a whole lot sweet out of this one tonight, Gary.
That's true. That's not, it's not been a Neil Diamond night for them, that's for sure, as it's been more like Neil Cole for them at this point.
Big play here, got to get a stop and see what happens. You got to think Upperman on York's side of the field may go for this. This may be 2-down territory for them.
Metzger going to go right up the middle, and they won't need 2 downs, Gary. He's going to bull his way up to about the 40-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and 10 Bs.
Yeah, nice physical run there, and Josiah Headings on another tackle, Gary. He's in there giving it his all. We see several York kids out there giving it everything they got, trying to get a stop here. And, the heart's there. They just haven't been able to execute and make the plays tonight.
In the words of Dave and Sugar, maybe it's just a little too much, little too late on this one. 1st and 10 at the York 40. Upperman comes up. And they're taking their time, waiting on the snap. We're down to 9:25. They're going to hand it off to Metzger again over the left side. Metzger got through the first line, still on his feet, all the way down to the 16-yard line before riding him down was number 27 for the Dragons. That was
Jacoby Allen on the tackle, but a big run by Metzger to bust through there. And the second time tonight they lined up under center, and that run went for a big gain.
We're down under 6 to go in this one. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bees.
We've seen Upperman all night long when they have one blocker, one defender in the back, and they have one constantly all night long, and there once again we're able to win.
And so now it's going to be McAllister in the shotgun. Our under center this time hands it off to number 24 for Upperman. That is Blake Metzger again.
Yeah, Metzger a couple of yards on that one, Gary.
He had a couple of guys in the backfield that time. Hands off to Metzger, and Metzger gets a couple more, and we're going to be under the 5-minute mark before the next snap. Looks like York going to wrap up their season 9-3, Gary, but a lot of good seniors leaving for York. They're going to have to do a lot of rebuilding next year.
Yeah, losing about a dozen seniors off of this team, and be some big losses, some big shoes to fill for York going into next year.
Back in under center goes McAllister. He'll take the snap, hand it off to Metzger. Metzger right up the middle, breaks a tackle, breaks another one. He's in the end zone for a touchdown, Upperman.
Broke a couple of tackles on that one, Gary. Just scurried it, bounced it to the outside, and carried it in the left corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
And York again trying to arm tackle. Gary, you're not going to arm tackle Metzger.
You're not. You cannot hit him up high. You got to take him down low, and York just hadn't been able to do that tonight.
And back to kick it is Krolik. Snap down, the kick up. The kick is just good inside the upright. And with 4:38 to go, it's 44-14, Upperman.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Well, Gary, we've got 4:38 left to go in this season for the Dragons. And it's just tonight definitely wasn't their night. They didn't play well the first time they were down here at Upperman, and tonight's been no exception.
No, it hasn't. Tone said early in both games, went for it on 4th down, didn't get either one of them, and Upperman scores quickly once they get the ball. They did again tonight, and they were kind of off to the races. York come back, long touchdown run or drive, and tied the game for a short period of time. But from then, it's really been all Upperman.
It's pretty much been the Metzger show here tonight, as he has had a big night.
He's got to be approaching 200 yards, Gary, and you just don't see that against the York defense much. But he's a tough physical runner and has had some good holes to run through tonight, and has scored 4 touchdowns on the night as well. So.
And away will be Krolik. Krolik drills this one deep. Going to be taken at about the 18-yard line and brought back straight ahead over the left side, still on his feet, and going to finally be pushed out of bounds.
Got almost out to the 40-yard line. I didn't see who that was.
That may have been Cooper on the return. I'm not sure.
Actually, it looked like a clean jersey, so I never did see who it was.
And 21 on the return. That's Cade Brandon on the return.
Cade Brandon on the return there. Nice return. Moved it out to about the 39-yard line.
And we got 4:29 left to go here in the ball game. Upperman on top 44-14 on their way to a third-round matchup with the Red Bank Lions next week here at Upperman. York landed off, pitched out there at the last second. It's going to be knocked out of bounds at the.
Kate Brandon on the carry got about 3 on that one, Gary.
Gary, the options worked a few times for York, but Upperman's just been pretty much untouched into that backfield for some reason.
Yeah, the blocking hadn't been there tonight, and especially on passing plays. Makes you think maybe York's tipping off when they're going to throw the ball because they have been in the backfield on every passing play tonight.
So now it's going to be a second and about 6. Snap. It's going to be Lefevue on the keeper, and Lefevue goes straight ahead, Gary, and didn't get much, maybe a yard.
Yeah, faked that toss and tried to turn that up a little bit of a hole there. Closed pretty quick, Gary, and a host of Upperman players there to make the tackle.
That was a play not Metzger, but McAllister used earlier for a score.
Yeah, we've seen them fake the toss and then him turn and run the other direction with it, and it'd be wide open a couple of times tonight. And, so York trying to do something kind of similar there, but the hole closed pretty quick.
3rd down and 5 now for the Dragons. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Or fourth quarter, I should say, and they're going to pitch it out this time to Cole Cooper. Cooper around the side. He's going to get up to about the 47, 48 of Upperman.
Yeah, tough run. Nice run out of the wing tee that time by Cole Cooper. Turned the corner, got some positive yardage out of it, Gary.
Gary, your thoughts on York's changing the way they ran the football? Now they went from the wing tee to a different formation tonight.
Yeah, you ran the wing tee all year. You probably put this in, give it a different look, and it's, I'm not sure it's a good thing. I'm not sure it's a bad thing. It didn't work, obviously, tonight, and, York having a lot of trouble with it.
And now the pitch to Brandon's on the ground, and Upperman's going to come away with it. As the pitch is dropped, and Gary, that was one of those that Brandon didn't have much of a shot at getting that one as Lefevue tried to lob it up over a player.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pitch, Gary. Should just take that one, and they didn't do it, and instead, turnover for York. That's the second fumble tonight, so, York turns it over, and Upperman take over here, and I think they're going to bring in some changes now finally on their offense.
With 2:21 left to go in the game, might be an opportunity to get some of your younger kids in, maybe prevent any injuries. You don't want to pick up any injuries.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring in Thomas Enzer to be the quarterback, number 3, and looks like a whole new offense coming out here, Gary.
So Upperman will come out with a new offense, and they are 2:21 away. Quite frankly, Gary, they can get a first down, they can run the clock completely out.
Yeah, don't look for them to be in a big hurry here. I'm sure they can run this offense, though, and York needs to stop them.
And the quarterback keeper on that one, he's dropped right at midfield.
And good job by York to make that play. It was Josiah Headings, and I believe it was Cooper was the other one there. I'm trying to see. 77 Thomas Cooper on the tackle.
Dropped him all the way back to the midfield stripe. So as we go into 2 minutes, Upperman got it second and about 13. You're going to wrap up their season 9-3 on the year after this loss here tonight, and falling for the second year in a row in the second round of the tournament. And this time it's going to be the quarterback Enzer on the keeper. He lowered his shoulder. He knew he was going to get hit. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, and I think he may have lowered his shoulder a little early, thinking he's going to get hit quicker.
Yeah, and Lefevue, when he did hit him, put him down. So get no gain on that one. It'll be 3rd and 12, Gary.
So Upperman, when they snap this one, they'll be down under the minute mark, and you're going to try to wrap this one up, or Upperman trying to wrap this one up. 44-14, 60 seconds left to go in this one. wait till the official starts making his motion down. Then they will take the snap. And there he goes. He'll snap the ball to Anzer. Anzer going to keep it, and Anzer going to be hit right there at the 45-yard line where it'll be 4th down for the Bees.
Yeah, and nice play by Gilbert Gifford on that play, Gary. You know, another fresh York face in the game there, making a tackle, and about a 5-yard loss on that one.
And that's going to be the last play of the game, Gary. It's going to finish up 44-14. Upperman is going to beat the Dragons here tonight by a final of 44-14. York season comes to an end. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a few minutes with the Progressive post-game show.
Every day and on November the 11th, we celebrate our veterans, the ones in active duty, in reserves, or retired, and the ones who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Twin Lakes will forever be grateful for the home of the free because of the brave. In honor of all veterans, Twin Lakes business offices will be closed on Monday, November 12th. Take the time to thank a veteran, not just today, but every day.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union. A better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium 2-topping Pizza Hut pizzas
For just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carryout.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium 2-topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges, and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
State Representative John Mark Wendell is happy to be a supporter of the Fentress County sports programs. Participating in sports enables our young people to learn responsibility, teamwork, and sportsmanship, as well as promoting physical fitness. Also, John Mark Wendell is grateful for the opportunity to serve as your state representative and encourages you to contact him or his staff anytime that he can be of assistance. The very best to the Fentress County sports teams for a successful season is the message from State Representative John Mark Wendell.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
The kids are back in school and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family Pharmacy for your annual flu shot. You won't be the only one glad you did.
Every day and on November the 11th, we celebrate our veterans, the ones in active duty, in reserves, or retired, and the ones who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Twin Lakes will forever be grateful for the home of the free because of the brave. In honor of all veterans, Twin Lakes business offices will be closed on Monday, November 12th. Take the time to thank a veteran, not just today, but every day.
And back here at Upperman High School, Gary, York season once again comes to an end in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, just come out, tried to set the momentum, tried to set the tempo of the game. Had a 4th down and 3, come up probably inches short on that and turned it over on downs. Upperman scores in about 6 plays, takes about 3.5 minutes, and they're kind of off to the races. And York comes back and ties it, stays tied for 25 seconds before Upperman scores again, and then after that, they kind of took off from there.
Well, welcome to the Progressive Post-Game Show as we get set hopefully to talk to Coach Derwin Wright here in just a few minutes. We'll be back to take a look at some final stats in this one in just a few.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, the York Dragons come up short here in this one by a final of 44-14, and I think maybe Coach Derwin Wright making his way up here. And Gary, you got to have to say goodbye to some good seniors. Lathan Drake, you've got A.J. Barr, you've got Landrick Lefew, you've got Cade Brannon, you've got Cole Cooper, Jacoby Allen, you've got Jalen Bird, you've got Daedric Phillips, you've got Josiah Headings, Gilbert Gifford. Let's see, also Braden Wheeler. You've got Curtis Threet, Bryce Laban, Thomas Cooper. You've had some of these kids, a lot of those we've mentioned their names several occasions.
Yeah, we have this year, Gary, and going to be a lot of shoes to fill. A big loss for a lot of big losses for the Dragons. Got some kids coming up though, and just give them a little time.
Well, let's take a quick time out. I think Coach Derwin Wright is making
way.
his way up here, so we'll talk to him right after this.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Well, back here at Upperman High School, joining me now, Coach Derwin Wright. And Coach, a tough one here tonight. Upperman just couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, we didn't stop them defensively for sure. First half, I thought our offensive game plan was good, and it was being executed pretty well. And then we ended up getting Miller hurt again, Drake hurt again, and the plan was to go in our too tight T, which we had Cole, Josiah, and Ben back there in the backfield, and just try to run at them, get them off balance. And we did, and then once we got them off balance, we were going to go back to what we'd done all year, but we got ready to go back to what we'd done all year. We had the injuries, and we couldn't do it, and it limited us so much. They started slanting, and our offensive line got confused, and, confused linemen typically don't block, and they got confused, and, it took us a while to figure things out, but, I'm just glad our guys, we kind of started to implode there for a minute, and they regained their composure, and we was able to put some points there at the end back up and not quit, but just kind of a disappointing game for us, and, they're a good football team. We knew we had to stop 24-5, and we didn't, and, that was the tail of the game.
It seemed like Coach Metzger was breaking tackles all night long and just getting yards, big chunks yards at a time.
Yeah, we started off offensively. Our O-line was moving the line of scrimmage, and we were getting 4 and 5, and things were looking real good. And then all of a sudden, it just like all of a sudden they just figured out and slanted, and it went the other way. But Metzger and the quarterback, Metzger's a good running back. He's a good football player. Their offensive line's solid, and we didn't have an answer for it.
Coach, you wrap up the season here tonight. You've got some really good seniors
group, you know, there've been a lot of years where York hadn't made it to the second round. I know from 1980 to 2001, the team hadn't made it to the second round, you know, and the 80 team is still remembered, and they were an outstanding, great football team. You know, Joy Vaughn, Wayne Cravens, and Danny Crooks, and, you know, Philip Wright, and just a bunch of those guys, you know. But these guys, you know, they've made it twice, 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, we went out in the second round, but you know, 2 9-game winning seasons, two 9-game, you know, 18 wins in 2 years. You know, beat a rival a couple years in a row, and you know, 8-2 seasons. So they ain't got anything to hang their head about. You know, we just didn't have an answer for this team this year.
Coach, it's going to be some big shoes to fill, though, with these guys that's going out.
Absolutely. You know, Landrick Lefew, Cole Cooper, Daedric Phillips, Cade Brandon, Thomas Cooper, Daedric, you know, just always gave us a lot. Very intelligent player, outstanding tight end for us. And then you got Gifford. Gifford's been a guy that he's been whatever we needed him to be, and he's one of those guys that some games he didn't play a whole lot, and some games he played quite a bit. And just right there with us, Jalen Bird the same way. Guys never quit. You know, Bryce Slavin came out starting earlier in the year and got moved back and kept his head right and just kept fighting hard for us. And you know, it's going to be it's just a great. There's those 15 seniors. They're a great group of young men, and we're going to miss them big time. And you know, Lathan Drake, the things he's done as a senior, he's a guy that out there at receiver, he goes off the ball every time. D-back. I mean, it's just a great group of seniors. Going to hate to lose them.
And, Coach, you take a look at one senior that Josiah Headings, it's only his second year playing.
Yeah, Josiah, I was going to talk about Josiah. You know, the last 2 games, Josiah just really broke out and was having fun, and he's been a force to reckon with. And, you know, I think when he got that knee tweaked a little bit, and he's fine, you know, but yet he had to sit out, and he just seen, you know, it's going to be over. And I'm just proud of the way he's fought and ran and played on defense. And you know, we got him in a one technique late in the season, and buddy, he took to it like, you know, like everything. And you know, he's punter of the year this year. Landrick Lefew was offensive MVP, and Cole Cooper was a running back of the district. And you know, those are great awards for those guys and very deserving. But you know, again, I'm proud of our seniors. I'm proud of our coaching staff, and you know, the fans coming behind us. But you know, we're all disappointed tonight. But you know, that showed our character. We just kept fighting.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for joining us. It's been a great season this year. A tough way to go out, but like I said, you had a really good season, and we've enjoyed it.
We have to. Thank you, Gary.
And that was Coach Derwin Wright, whose boys come up short. 44-14, your final. Don't go away. We'll be back to wrap this one up right after this word from Progressive Savings Bank.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your #1 fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here, Gary, give us a final look at some stats from this one, and then we will wrap this one up and get on out of here. I think Gerald needs to get into the news because we got Friday Night Thunder coming up in about 10 minutes.
Well, you know, of course, we talked about the score. Just a couple of things that really stand out, Gary. You know, Upperman, 291 yards rushing tonight. And then, you know, York had 152 yards rushing. Total yards, though, York 161, Upperman 307. probably the biggest thing that stands out is there were 14 called penalties in the game for 159 yards between the two teams. Got a little chippy at times. York ended up only winning time possession by about 2 minutes in all, and to be expected the way the second half went. You look at it, Josiah Headings had 17 carries for 120 yards. Cole Cooper 9 for 46, Ben Cooper 4 for 20, Cade Brannon 1 for 4. And then passing left you 2 of 5 for 9 yards, both of those to Drake. For Upperman, Blake Metzger 25 carries, 199 yards. Donovan McAllister 8 for 87. McAllister 1 of 4 through the air for 16 yards.
Well, Gary, it's time now for our Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game.
Hello, this is Philip Hall with Hall Family Pharmacy. We are proud to feature this broadcast Player of the Game. For winning service that you can be proud of, choose Hall Family Pharmacy.
And Gary, tell us who is our Hall's Player of the Game.
Well, tonight the Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game will be Josiah Headings. And Headings 17 carries, 120 yards and a touchdown. Punted twice for a total of 23.5 yards a punt. And he has had 6 tackles, including 1 tackle for loss and on defense. So Josiah Headings will be the player of the game for tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to bring our season to an end as far as football action. But don't forget, we've got basketball starting Tuesday. We'll be out at York Institute, York and Monterey coming up on Tuesday. We'll have the play-by-play of that coming up on this coming Monday. And Gary, this has been a great season. Well, thank you for joining us this year, stepping in and coming on. It's been an exciting season, and we've had some good times.
We have, and I've enjoyed it. My first year doing football and all this, and it's been really enjoyable. I have enjoyed being here and being part of it. And, we hadn't really thrown out to our stats guys this year either. I want to mention them real quick. Kenny Koger and the rest of the bunch.
Bryant Johnson, Andrew Starr, and they just did outstanding. Drew Starr as well did a great job this year.
Yeah, they did, and they're good when you come to a place and they want your stats too. So those guys do an outstanding job. Thankful for them to be with us as well. But have enjoyed the year. This probably, at the start of the year, this probably didn't end the way we thought it might, and York thought might be win another game or two. Upperman's a formidable team, though, and a tough opponent, and York just couldn't get over that tonight.
And folks, want to remind you the video will be shown this Sunday, 2 o'clock, brought to you by Hall's Family Pharmacy. We appreciate them for doing that. And want to thank Erin up top. Erin's probably frozen. I don't know if she'll be able to get down here or not, but she's filming up there in the wind, so we thank her for that. And we want to thank everybody for joining us this season. It's been a great one, folks. And until Tuesday night, when we tip off with that basketball, that round ball, I'm not used to that round ball, but we'll tip that off on Tuesday night when York hosts Monterey. Until then, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.